You need to be entertaining today, Jay.
No.
Right, good. That's a strong start.
I refuse.
Good afternoon, you wonderful human beings. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine Tuesday afternoon where it is fucking freezing down here.
Up here?
Down here?
Oh, as in like the
South Coast. The geographical location of the studio.
I thought you meant like upstairs.
Well, it's relatively warm up here in comparison to how cold it is downstairs.
Yeah, I mean, it's cold in the whole of the UK right now. It's fucking freezing. But hey, welcome back to the That's why I'm in my cosy hoodie and Joe's got his jacket. You're not getting your squig on, though.
It's me.
Did you get your squig home?
I took it home, yeah.
Did you? Oh,
yeah.
sad face. Welcome back. Anyway, welcome back to the first Liam and Joe show of 2026.
Yeah.
I'm still not used to saying that yet at the moment. I always find it weird every year
Yeah?
to say the New Year name.
I always marvel at the people that manage to make glasses out of the year. Because when it was like 2008, you had two circles in the middle for eyes.
Oh, right. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But now, you know, for the last many years, you know, it's been a two there.
Yeah.
What do they do?
What do they do?
Well, I suppose if you have the 6 has got a circle, so you could offset it, but then like the numbers start over there.
Right. Anyway, welcome back to the New Year's Liam and Joe show. And actually, New Year, first Liam and Joe show. I wasn't sure what we were going to chat about. Actually, it's pretty easy and pretty obvious. I did say that I was going to write the rules for this over the course of the weekend, and I sat down for probably about half an hour to an hour, and I was like, I don't really know how or what we do. Now, in seriousness, New Year, New Army, the other problem I'm having is I still can't make up my mind, which is interesting 6 days in, but New Year, New Army also was predominantly Joe's idea. It was his concept. So I didn't really want to sit at home and make those rules all by myself for what is going to be probably a thing that we try and run throughout the whole year. What did you do?
Just knocked it out.
You dropped your mic pack?
Yeah.
Put it on my belt.
That's a lovely noise you just all heard.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Toby's in the background, by the way.
Fucking things up as usual.
Doing hobby housework. So I was like, you know, I don't feel like it's reasonable for me to write rules for this for Joe's thing. So, ouch, ow, ouch, my ears, ow.
I said I'm sorry, all right.
But he's not. He says he is, but they're just empty words.
Yeah. Please not do that again, Toby. I know, yeah. For fuck's sake, amateur. Yeah.
Look, I'm not even meant to be in. I'm still fucking it up, all right?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So anyway, what I want to do, Joe, is I want to put into place some things for New Year, New Army.
Okay.
So I don't know how you wanted it to work. I had an idea.
Well, we originally said it 200 points a month, wasn't it?
Yeah, so here's my idea, right? My idea is January to October, you do 200 points-ish a month, right,
Yeah.
roughly. So give or take. So if you're doing 180 points and you're happy, cool. If next month you do 250 points, cool.
Well, if you do 500 points, that's fine.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Over's fine. A little bit under's also fine as long as 1 month you're over. Because at the end of then, October, what you should have at that point is a 2,000 points army.
Yeah.
Right, ready to go. Which, what I would like to then do after we've got that to that point, that 2,000 point army point, is I'd like to invite everybody down here, or as many people down here as we can fit. Maybe we do 1 weekend, maybe we do 2 weekends.
Yeah.
People can bring those 2,000 point armies for some fun games on beautiful tables in Hobby House downstairs. And then in November, what they can do if they want to, is they can build an armies on parade board.
Yeah.
And then in December, we can judge best New Year, New Army on parade board. And then January, we start all over again.
Yeah. And, you know, and by doing the armies on parade board thing, it also means that we can involve people that aren't in England as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you might not be able to come over here to do like an event, but you could still make a board at home and put your army on it. And it also like it's a good way of just encouraging people to do a bit of hobby, you know, and it's like a manageable pace because you can pick armies based on an army you just always wanted to do. You could pick an army based on I don't know, you want to do like a tournament or something, or you can do it under the concept that you're like, I just want to get more hobby done. You might already have the army at home. You might even have the models, but you go, this year is my year for getting shit done. You know?
So we're gonna set up a Discord thread, so you guys can all chat to each other, talk to each other about specifically about NYNA, right? And then I think what we might do is, do we set up like an email address for people to submit their submissions to for the month?
Yeah, makes sense.
Because I think if it comes into Discord, it'll get messy.
Yeah.
If we do it via email, it's easy to put it on a video.
Yeah.
And we can do one pre-recorded video a month. And we'll pick maybe the top 10 or pick 10 at random.
I think we picked 10 at random. I think saying the top 10, I feel like, it might put people off, because if someone goes, oh, I'm not a very good painter, we're not judging it on paint, we're not like, we go, oh, what's our favourite theme? What's our favourite, or we could do it like the month, because let's say if it's Easter, for instance, most rabbit-based armies.
Fucking slim pickings
How's
there.
that going to work?
I don't know.
Didn't think that one through, Joe.
I just work here, mate.
So DJ Zadok makes a really good point, which we need to talk about actually. What about 11th edition in the middle of the year? So that could cause us a problem. Is Toby rubbing one out in the back? One mic is constantly rubbing against something.
That sounds like Toby.
Mine's not rubbing at all.
Is mine?
Not currently. I will sit and not move and look at this for a while.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was I saying?
11th edition might cause...
11th edition. 11th edition causes us a problem, right?
Yeah.
Because people's armies will change, people's points change, things will change.
Yeah.
And that causes a minor issue.
I think like a certain level of common sense will have to reign here. I know that's hard for some people, but like, say for instance, you pick an army that's made of relatively old models. You have to go, well, actually, some of these might go away.
Yeah.
Say you want to do Ultramarines, there's an army of relatively new models. Models like someone like Uriel Ventris, let's be honest, is probably going to go to Legends. So you probably go, I won't put him in, Or if you do Eldar, I would probably avoid things like Vipers.
Possibly,
Stuff like that, until that codex comes out, or whether it does or doesn't come out, kind of thing. Maybe aim for armies or units that are relatively new.
I mean, ultimately, if it gets to, I don't know, June as a guess, maybe July, and Games Workshop drop a brand new edition, and you suddenly want to swap your army, swap your army, I don't fucking care. So the idea of this, for me personally, and this is actually quite poignant for me, myself as well, and Joe is probably going to sit there and laugh at me for it, but the idea is to be as least restrictive as possible, and if it just means that you do some I couldn't, quite honestly, give a fuck if at the end of every month you paint 200 points of something completely different. I don't care if you do 200 points of Blood Angels in January, Dark Angels in February, fucking Space Wolves in March, Eldar in April, and then Krieg in May. I don't care. The idea isn't about you must be strict and you must stick to 2,000 points and you must do this. Now, if we get to the end of October and you haven't done 2,000 points, it's going to be more difficult for you to come to a NYNA event to start with. And secondly, when it then comes to putting together your armies on parade board, well, you're not going to have an army to put on it, right? So there is some downsides if you don't stick to an army, but just do what you want. Like, I don't want to be one of those people that's like, no, you must pick a faction and stick to that faction for 10 months and you cannot stray. Because I know how my hobby works, and it doesn't work that way at all. So you're saying don't do get knights. Hey, what?
What?
I don't. You've lost me there, Tide Dads Club. Don't do Grey
Knights.
Grey Knights. Oh, right.
I think he's
okay.
going for Grey Knights on there.
I'm struggling to read it through the camera. Fucking stand.
Yeah, so Grey Knights is probably, I'd probably avoid. I would like, if you do something like Death Watch, because I did consider Death Watch for a hot minute, like, just use the new kill team. Like, don't use, like, if you put in the old kill teams or stuff, like, be prepared that they might go away.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, great. Okay, I me just not thinking.
Yeah. But
I'm
if
tired.
you want to do them for the sake of you've always kind of wanted to do them, or you currently just have them in your cupboard, then go right ahead because you can still do an Armies on Parade with kits that no longer exist.
Is there incentive or impetus to do the November-December board's final review? Yeah. So we need to come up with a prize for first place.
Yeah.
We need to come up with a prize for first place. I don't know what that looks like yet. What do people want for a prize? Also, if you've got ideas or things you think we can do along the way that makes this a better experience and improves the experience, stick them on postcards, send them in, like right now. And I'm not going to say no to if it's a great idea. If you've got an idea as to what you would like for the prize support at the end, stick it on a postcard, send it in. I'm open. Also, if you want to support us today on the channel, you can wave your throbbing members at us.
Yeah.
Really fucking appreciated if you do that, especially in January. Especially with my tax bill at the end of the month. It's a big number, that one, Joe. I don't like it. Yeah.
You've been saving your pennies.
Giving
to
loads
pay
of
the
money.
tax.
I have, yeah, but then once it's done, I've got nothing. I've got nothing left. So, you know.
Just sell someone.
Sell someone?
Yeah.
I mean...
Dibs, not me.
It doesn't have to be...
I can't sell you,
work
Toby. You're
related.
useful.
Well, thanks. Feel safe now.
Yeah.
Out of the whole like NYNA thing, right? I would say that if someone wants to paint like, say they get 500 points through Dark Ages and then go, actually, I really fancy painting some Eldar, right? For me, if they come to the event at the end of the year, there's still potentially like, you know, we can run games for those who've done like a full 2,000 point army, but there's still like a celebration and showcase for what people have painted.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely,
bring
yeah.
their whole NYNA collection and showcase it. And I think because some people might be like, you know what, I really want to take part, but I don't massively like 40k. I wanted to do some Heresy this year. I wanted to do some AOS.
Yep.
The gaming elements can be, you know, we're going to run some sort of like narrative campaign for all the 40k armies that have been done. But if a couple of you have done AOS armies and want to come down, we can run some AOS tables. And I think everybody's, you know, collection of painted models for the year will be celebrated regardless, right?
Yes.
Unless it's bad.
Well,
And
I
I'll
mean,
smash it.
Unless it was
anyone who
painted-
gets to the end of the year and has painted more than they would have done thanks to, you know, the inspiration and help of the community and the spotlighting it and like the kind of like everybody working together kind of thing, I think is a complete win either
I guess
way.
you could team up with someone else and you go and do 1,000 points each, you know? Do
Yeah.
doubles. You could do 1,000 points each and do a display board of one army versus
Well, maybe
another
like
army.
you break your prize pool down into like, you know, your best overall army one on display board,
Yeah.
and then you can have like your, you know, like your overall collection prize winner. So like, you know, if someone's done 500 points of AOS, 500 points of Old World, 500 points of Heresy, 500 points of 40k, and they bring it all to display, might not be on a board, but they might be like, this is everything I painted, I'm really proud of it. Maybe there's like an open category like they do for like Golden Demon. where
There's also a world where you could do, I don't know, 1,000 points of Eldar and 1,000 points of Blood Angels, and then your display board is actually
Yeah,
more of a
very true.
diorama than just
Yeah.
a display board, you know. So there's loads of things you can do for it.
We could do like an apocalypse game for the leftovers, as it were. So everyone that's like done 2,000 points can do like 1v1s. And then the ones that did 500, 1,000, you know, 400 points, we could just bang them on a table together and just be like, how about it?
Yeah. Well, with the way that, I mean, even just the way that Hobby House has been over the last 24 to 48 hours, as Toby's aware of, I'm not entirely sure I'll get fucking model painted at this rate, let alone 200 points. I'd like to. I want to. I really want to. Currently, my calendar this weekend is completely empty, and I'm trying to keep it blank just to Hobby, because I want to be
Well, like,
involved.
as you said, like a unit of Deathwing Knights is what, 250 points. So,
Yeah, if I go down
so
the Dark
three of
Angels,
those is a third
I
of
worked
your
out
army.
that 3 years of Deathwing Knights and the Lion is like over 1,000 points, 4 months done, 16 models,
Yeah.
which has me tempted.
I
I'll
was
be
also
honest.
like 18 Sangard, Dante, and 2 captains is just shy of 1,000 points.
I also really want to do that too. So, you know, but I am essentially at that point just painting stuff that we already have here, and I always struggle with that a little bit, even though it's stuff that I want to do.
You say that, but I've chosen to do Guard, and I already have a Guard army. I just want a different flavour.
Yeah, it is a different flavour of Guard,
Yeah.
to be fair. Either Orcs or Tau for NYNA, says Steady Brick. My unit is Eldar already by over 4,000 points worth. Well, chat, if you're going to jump involved with NYNA, let me know what you think. Stick it on a postcard. Tell us what you're going to do, what you're planning to do.
Because like,
Here's where my mind's at. Maybe we can also, as a community, sit down right now and do a Liam counselling session. Because I was so excited to do Space Wolves when they picked Space Wolves, but the army that I want to put together and the way in which I want to paint them, I think it's going to take me too long. Because I really want to put loads of effort into those, and I don't know if I'll get them done. And then even like 5 Wolfguard Terminators is then fucking 80 points less than 5 Deathwing Knights. So suddenly you've got to do another character at least to be able to get close.
Maybe I'm starting to counselling too early. I think you're penalising yourself when the fundamental idea of this isn't prize rated. It's painting stuff and helping encourage you and bring you enjoyment from painting what you want to paint.
yeah.
You know, like having a 2,000 point army at the end of it is great, but that's not even how some people just like to build and paint, right? They don't play. So from my perspective, is like if NYNA, if that's what it's called,
That's what she's called.
Yeah,
She's called NYNA.
I'm going to steer this really off course quickly. If it encourages you to put paint on models that you're enjoying and you're actually having a good time doing it, fundamentally that's the biggest win you're going to get from it. You know, having an army at the end is nice, but if you paint 20 more models this year because of NYNA, at the end of it you're going to be like, I painted 20 more models than I would have done, regardless if that's an army or you just had a really good time doing it.
What I really want to do at the moment, here's where my mind is at the moment. What I really want to do is I really want to take Deathwing Knights, right?
Yeah.
And Dark Angels, and I want to paint them in a Space Marine scheme that I started years ago for Hobby Apocalypse.
Oh, this is the red and silver one.
Red and silver, yeah, which was quick to do, relatively easy, but Vallejo have just brought out a bunch of new true metallic metal sets.
So good.
And I've had them delivered, and one of them is there's Imperial Gold and there's a silver, and the silver has a base, an airbrush,
Yeah.
a wash, and a layer.
Yeah, I've got loads of at home.
So I'm like, well, surely that just makes my life easier.
Yeah.
Because with the Space Wolves, I'm like base in grey, and then recess washing, and then doing 3 levels of highlights and a dot highlight.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I doing that for 200 points a month with the way my schedule is at the moment?
Well, why don't you just do Iron Wolves?
I don't want to do Iron Wolves. I want to do dark grey ones.
Because Iron Wolves are that colour. So you're doing the best of both. Because all you're doing is just saying no. So you're being more accepting, you know? It's also like the case of like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just got to get it done.
But I disagree, because that takes away from your hobby. Maybe your hobby is, I want to get them done because I want the 2,000 point army, I want it done dusted. Because some people will, like, again, I know I am guilty of, it's 200 points a month is like the sort of like, this is what we're encouraging because that's how you would end up with a 2,000 point army at the end of 10 months. I will speed ahead because that's how I paint. My enjoyment is getting things done. Whereas if you then put the limitations of, yeah, you've got to get your 2,000 points done, so just do it quick and that. For Liam, who we know is someone who likes to spend time on models and likes things to be perfect, because God forbid it's not.
But as someone who's had to work alongside him for the last 3 years, is that what happens is he gets excited. So case in point, right? The pile of Krieg in front of me is Liam's, right? And I don't know how many Krieg are here.
I think I have
for some
100.
reason you've built 1 or 2 Krieg models off of multiple different boxes of Krieg.
Yeah, there'll be a reason for that. I don't know what it is.
Do they all have a specific...
There is no reason.
I've got lots of built ones at home as well.
Yeah, but you never finished one sprue.
Yeah, there's a reason for
You're
it.
like, I'll build 1 from here
Or were you
and
pilfering
1 from here.
Or have you been pilfering models for like heavy weapons teams for the Valhallans?
No, because those are at my house. So you've just taken 1 model from a different, and they're different models. They're not the same one.
Well, that's how
you
you
could
make
have just taken 2 or 5
That's how you make a squad, isn't it? Different models.
from one. So the thing is, though, I know we're being nicey to the community, right? But I do think for Liam, right, we have to be harsh.
I don't like...
Because you're in the realm of the new person. You haven't had to sit here for 3 years and watch Liam build 10 models and then ditch it for another army and then build 2 models, half paint it, then ditch it for something else. And then over the course of 2 years go, I've done nothing, right?
But that's his hobby. It's hobby is personal.
Yeah, but then he goes, I want to paint an army.
I do want to.
But the thing is, though, you one of your favourite sayings is like, oh, what's the definition of insanity? You know, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. I think we're at the point now where we change how we do it to get different results. So I think Liam, you need, if you want to do this, to lower your standards.
I can't lower standards.
Well, then you won't do it.
But the irony in what you're saying, Joe, is the exact way you're trying to push him to do something is the exact reason why he won't fucking do it.
Yeah, but I've also tried pampering. You know,
I'm not trying.
He's
pampering.
like, I painted the model, and I'm like, well done, congratulations, standing ovation. And then he's like, I'm done now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'm just of the standing, right, that everyone normally, I mean, we're in a very fortunate position where our job is based around the thing that we really enjoy, the hobby, right? So not everyone is that fortunate. So whatever hobby you enjoy, and if you want to paint, I'm going to buy 5,000 points of this army, paint 2 units and be like, I'm going to go on to something else now. If that's what you want to do and that's your hobby, then who are we to say, no, you're doing it wrong?
Easily. By using those words. Right? Because, right, say you are trying to build a bridge, right?
Fucking hell, here we go, yeah.
And you got a year to do it.
Is it a resin one?
No.
No.
Does it fit on any sort of gaming table?
But the thing is, he goes, I'm like, but I don't like this location. If you keep moving the location, or I don't like using this material, I'm going to use that material, you never get it done.
Can you drive a Bane blade down it?
Yeah. You know, I think you have to look at it as if you want to achieve it, you have to set strict goals. If you say, I want to paint a 2,000 point army, right? And then you keep chopping and changing, you're not doing what you set out to do.
Well, that's what I'm trying to
This is why you set a target.
This is why I'm trying to pick an army now.
Yeah. I know, but it's the difference of saying, oh, your hobby's this. So, well, my hobby this year is a target of doing this. If you're like, my hobby this year is painting some models, then do whatever you want. I follow Toby's of do what you want as your hobby. But if your goal is to physically do one specific thing, which is complete a 2,000 point
The
army.
other problem is that I don't know many people in the hobby space that aren't guilty of the I'm really into this idea, I love it, and then Games Workshop go, look at this shiny new thing we have, and then it all goes to fucking shit. And again, with like 11th edition, like let's be real, like 99% round the corner, and that means new armies and new models and things like that. It will pull some people off course. So I think, you know, I'm just like, if NYNA helps you and encourages you to do more hobby than you would have done, and you get enjoyment from that, then for me, I'm just playing good cop and saying that in theory is a win regardless.
Yeah. But I think if you want to achieve something, you need structure. If there's no structure, it's out the window, like Steve says.
What?
Joe is right. Liam needs structure.
Structure doesn't fix it for me.
Yeah.
It hasn't.
I think there needs to be a physical punishment. I'm going to give
you're a little bit crackly crackle, mate.
I'm going to give Luce a hammer,
Yeah.
right? And when he doesn't hit his targets, like, she just puts a dent in his bike or something.
Then she'd be dead. Then she'd be dead.
Literally, when you're asleep, just hits you in the shin. You know?
I take that over the bike, to be fair.
Yeah. Just. Yeah. Someone also asked, if you're doing different armies, what's the best way for doing vehicles? It's black.
What do you mean?
All your vehicles black. So if you're doing a Blood Angel, Space Wolf, Dark Angel, whatever army, he doesn't want to buy separate. He wants universal. I play multiple chapters. I'm trying. This is Space Marines. Do you have an idea for a universal colour scheme for vehicles?
I just paint any units I like. So I like Black Templars, I like Dark Angels, I like Iron Hands. I've got some Ultramarines characters. Paint them all the same. I can play whatever I want now.
But if he's doing all of his infantry red for Blood Angels, all of his Dark Angels green.
You want to go something like black.
Black, yeah. Do like generic transfers and stuff. So don't do chapter-specific transfers. But if you want to make them look nice, black, gold, maybe a different colour turret, maybe white, and then transfers, just generic heavy support or numbers. Do it that way. Is what I'd do. We should go Deathwatch.
Deathwatch is not a bad shout though, is it? If you want to do lots of different chapters.
Yeah.
But you'd have to maybe you could put a spin on it.
But it's like I'm got Imperial Fists and Templars. So I'm just mixing and matching the transports. I'm doing Imperial 5th transports, but I'm also doing Templars ones, and whichever army I play, I can put them both on because it narratively makes sense. But it also means later on down the road, if we get like Pedro Cantor or something, I could do a bunch of Crimson Fists and add that in, and that's like a last wall kind of situation.
I'm here for it. Sounds
But
good.
also, if you're doing different chapters, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, the lot, base them all the same. All the same.
I did that with
base
my
scheme.
Eldar, with your Eldar that you painted and my Eldar that I painted, using the same base scheme, and then it just all works together.
Yeah, because
Oh,
Yeah.
they're quite forgiving like that, aren't they?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean they are anyway because of the way that aspect hosts work, and the fact that they're all like different colours and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But it does mean that I can put my black wraiths on the table against with Joe's white wraiths that he painted. So he painted Biltown wraiths, and I painted custom Craftworld wraiths. I could put them both on the table, and they look fine together, even though they've got completely different colour schemes, just because the basing ties in.
Yeah.
Basing ties in is huge.
But if you don't want to pay a new one, there's no reason why you can't just add units to an existing army. So you could go, I'm going to paint some Eldar today, and just add it to the Eldar army. You know? Because I didn't do much
I
raid
really
stuff.
want to do something Space Marine, and that's the problem.
Um,
We've got plenty of race stuff because I did a Wraith
well,
Lord.
we've got Dark Angels, Templars, Space Wolves. You can just add stuff to the stuff that we already have.
What's up, Tobes?
Someone is crackling, and I think it might be you now, Liam.
Never happy, this thing, is it?
Yeah, it's you.
What's it doing?
Making crackly, my microphone is being touched by things noises.
It's not touching anything. It's literally out in the middle of nowhere. Like I can't make it any more not touchy than anything like that. Like it's literally pointing. Like now it's like fucking a second penis. It's sticking out so far. So I can't make it any more. It's the best I can
Oh,
make
I
it.
forgot how horrible the Krieg arms are.
Really? I didn't mind them.
It's because the joints are flat. Like, so the hands join onto the guns, there's no like nub. Right, so you do a lot of like the Horus Heresy stuff. They've got squares, so
Yeah.
it kind of like pegs in and sits still. Whereas these are flat, so if you use plastic glue over time, they'll just go. It's like slide down slightly every time, and
Okay.
it's mega annoying.
Okay. So I want to do something Space Marine. I know this is why I was like, I did a stream before Christmas. So I was like, I'll pick a chapter, and it was Ultramarines, Blood Angels, Space Wolves, or Dark Angels. Just because I want to do some power armor,
Yeah.
but I want to figure out how I'm going to do a scheme whereby I don't have to go down the route of 4 edge highlights because that's the look I want, and that's then took me back to the old metal scheme that I did before, which I quite liked actually, and was quite quick to achieve, and looked quite striking. And I was trying to figure out what faction fits that, and I think that probably fits Dark Angels better than any of the other factions. But I kind of just, I don't know if, and I think there is actually a second founding chapter or something, or what do they call him?
Oh, the somethings of absolution.
Maybe Knights of Absolution. Is that it?
Yeah, they're silver and red.
Because I like a little bit of canon,
Yeah.
but then I also want to put characters in there that are named, and you can't really paint them.
Well,
in.
you could do a Devastation of Baal style army where you just have different successors all in the same
Successor. That's what I was looking for before.
in the same one,
Yeah.
all kind of grouped together.
Yeah.
Where's this fuck? I've just built a body, but I can't find the numbers for it because all the heads are fixed to a specific body.
Angels of Absolution. That might be it.
Angels of Absolution.
Chat, we're on
that's
11 of the finest new members. Help us get to 100 members before the end of the show.
And
And then you got Joe and Paddy kicking each other's dicks in the evening.
we are.
The padding.
We're just going at it.
See, a little part of me looked at Emperor's Children, but the thing is, I'm going to say this now, I know you're playing them tonight and how much you love them, but for me, they lack a lot of variety.
Oh, massively. But like I was obviously very, very depressed when they were released because the amount of stuff you can actually get for that army is very, very limited. Because like you can only have a Mauler fiend, not a Forge fiend from the same. But at the same time, in terms of army completion, it's a lot easier. So when you look at Space Marines, they have a lot of options, you know, and you can kind of end up in a situation where you kind of like you got one of everything, whereas Emperor's Children, similar for World Eaters in a way, you could be like, cool, I've got 3 of everything because the options are so low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to do something Space Marine-y, absolutely. I think Emperor's Children, for me, it needs to be a bigger range for me to be excited by it. And the thing is, when you look at something like Dark Angels or Blood Angels or Space Wolves or Ultramarines, what you do is you open yourself up to the whole Space Marine range.
Yeah.
So I'd like to be in a place, honestly, where I actually do NYNA for the year and I get somewhere near that 2,000 point mark.
Where's that?
And then next year, carry on with the same fucking faction. I see people out there, right? I see this quite a lot, and I'm genuinely envious. And I see people out there who have 5,000 points or 10,000 points or 20,000 points of their army, and it's their favourite faction, it's their favourite army. And I'm actually a little envious of it because I just think that's incredible to have that kind of dedication, that much joy from a single faction, and have that kind of collection. I also, tangent but relevant, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the rumours about 11th edition, specifically around the addition of fast attack choices?
Yeah.
Do you think that could be something that's real?
I think so. I imagine it's fast attack / vehicle, because this edition, we've had no bikes released, you know, apart from Shining Spears, or they
weren't this edition, I don't think.
No, they were 9th edition, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they were 9th edition.
So armies that needed new bikes, Outriders needed to be multi-part, Chaos bikes still missing, you know, Orc bikes never got done.
Black Knight's old models.
Yeah, old models. And then realistically, the amount of vehicles that got released this edition is slim pickings on vehicles. But the Ballistas Dreadnought,
which was the edition launch.
Yeah.
Never got a multi-part either, disappointing.
Yeah.
Don't forget the new Dread Knight.
Upgrade sprue. Right?
Drop pod.
The drop pod technically is a vehicle, yes.
Sorry, I'm clutching
But it's
it.
closer to a terrain piece.
I am clutching it. to be
Yeah.
fair.
So we've not really had that much in terms of fast stacking vehicles. Like Vanguard vets need replacing. I don't think Storm Boys need replacing, but
They do.
But I think, you know, Orc players would probably say that they want them.
All like big booty orcs, like who walking with their arched backs need to go.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. the Warhips is in chat. Hey, Josh.
Hello,
Happy New Year.
Josh.
Happy New Year, wonderful human.
What, Josh? What are you doing for New Year, New Army?
He's doing 20 minutes of Ultramarines a day. It's quite interesting.
That's not bad. You.
The problem I have at the moment is I need to pick, and if I pick, I'll buy something, and if I buy something, I'll start. And if I start and I start to make progress, I'm more inclined to carry on.
Yeah.
And hoping that this and the community sort of tries to keep me as honest as possible without being fucking rude about it. Because I don't believe in bullying people into doing things, quite frankly. I thought the Brutalis was late 9th. No, not the Brutalis, the Ballistas.
The Ballistas Dreadnought. The Ballistas Dreadnought came in late 9th, which you are correct about.
Yeah.
Um,
Scrap Outriders, go all hover bikes on them in. See, Steve, I'm the opposite. I want fucking two-wheeled motorcycles.
I want. So what I
Never
want.
guessed that about you, Liam.
I'm a bit of a bike fan.
What I would like to see is a standard bike with wheels and an elite bike, a bit floaty, you know? So like Black Knights or like a White Scars version.
If Black Knights come off of wheels and onto hover, I'll be so sad.
That's a surefire way to be like, I don't want to paint these anymore.
No, it depends on how well they do the models. I'm not like.
I mean, I would say look at blooming White Scars man and go, could I live with it if the bikes look like this?
Oh, he's stunning.
Yeah, exactly.
He's incredible.
The thing I found the best about White Scars Man is his bike is the exact same of every 3D print that's ever come out before
bike, yeah.
he was done. Because all the conversion kits for the Outriders was just that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. They just done it.
Because one of my favourite, I used to have a metal Samael.
Oh, yeah.
And he was one of my he was probably the first named Space Marine character I ever owned.
Oh,
Was Metal
choice.
Samael. And I fucking loved him. Him and you used to be able to buy, before the Black Knights even came out, you used to buy a Ravenwing upgrade kit.
yeah, I remember
Which
it.
was like a big double thing, and you could make a fancy land speeder
Yeah.
with double assault cannons and double heavy bolters, and then you've got all the little back banners for the bikes. Oh. And then you used to get all the little wing things at the front for the bolters.
Yeah.
Fucking loved that. Then they brought out the start box, which had the 3 like pre-molded Dark Angels bikers in them.
Yeah.
There was one guy with a plasma gun and a sergeant with a chainsword. And I used to use those models and to make, like, I used the sergeant with the chainsword and kit bashed the librarian top half onto it. So I had a librarian on a bike with his hand on a handlebar and his little, like, casty hand going, right.
Surely we're due a captain on a bike soon.
Surely we're due at least another 37 members.
Maybe.
Get us to 50.
Maybe.
To get us halfway.
How many people in chat? There's 225 people in chat right now. If all of you gift a member for New Year, New Army, Liam, here's a membership. Go and buy yourself some Dark Angel stuff.
Yeah.
Then 1 will hit target. 2, I'll buy some Dark Angel stuff.
Oh no. Oh,
Why did I need to get this for you? Was it for the glue stick?
yeah.
I am slightly obsessed with fire.
It is good. It's one of my favourites.
I really hope that's not foreshadowing something horrible happening.
Yeah, Liam's done with the concept of opening a store.
Yeah, there's
There's a lot of wood down there. So
He's all about
lot of wood
he's all
down
about
there.
closing businesses now. I need a. The medic needs an arm.
So I really like the Outrider models,
That one.
but they're not multi-part, are they?
No.
So if you want to do something with them, you're going to have to do some kit bashing.
Yeah.
I found it relatively straightforward.
It's what, yeah. The ones I did, like arm swaps are relatively easy, and when you swap an arm, obviously it gives you a bit more freedom on shoulder pads. Obviously, head swaps.
Yeah, and even if you want to like put because one of them is like posed where you need the arm to hold the steering wheel of the bike. Very easy just to like munch the shoulder pad and then stick a like chapter one on top of it.
Yeah.
What, just to trim the shoulder pad off?
Yeah, I've done it. You can have a look at mine later in the box.
Yeah, they're quite cool. I like the idea of doing Outriders. How many points are 3 Outriders?
I want to say 90.
Continue.
I like that you can put the Mario Kart with the Outriders.
I don't like the Mario Kart.
I don't think anyone likes Mario Kart.
I just want 2 wheels.
Space
2
Marines
wheels.
don't even like the Mario Kart.
Just 2 wheels. I don't want fucking 4 wheels. I used to be okay
With the
when
attack bike.
Ravenwing could take the attack bike with the heavy bolt or the multi-melter on it. I was okay with that.
That,
Didn't mind
that
that.
kit ruined my childhood because you get the plastic bike and the metal bit on the side. It's
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
It
That was the
always
thing, wasn't
breaks.
it?
Yeah. And it didn't have a base. If it
No,
had
it
a
didn't.
base, it would have been better.
And it always ended up looking like that because like the bike would fall inwards and the thing would be on
Yeah.
the floor. Not good.
I think if it had a base, it would have been all right.
So it's just 3 Outriders is 80 points. Ugh. It's not a lot, is it?
No, but if you're using those new paints, and like as someone I've got the ancient gold, both silver sets, the bronze set, the gold set, and then
I've got the
rust one.
Imperial Gold,
Yeah.
the Ancient Gold, or the,
Ancient gold's wicked.
and then I've got the something silver.
Sterling silver.
Yes.
So that is really nice, really, really nice. And because you airbrush for your base coats, you literally can airbrush them all with that. Because you don't like contrast paints, I would thin the wash a little bit with some Lamy medium because it is a little bit tacky because it's kind of between a wash and a contrast, but it'll sit really nicely in all of the recesses. And then because it's quite translucent still like a wash, get the base paint, touch up your panels again, and then just edge highlights. Because it's silver, it's naturally kind of reflective anyway. Your armour's done.
Well, this is why. So one of the reasons why I picked silver before, when I did Space Marines for old Hobby Apocalypse, was because it's kind of a cheat.
Yeah.
Because armour panel, like the big bits of armour, sprayed nicely and layered up okay, then looks fine.
There's a reason I'm doing Iron Warriors and I did Iron Hands and 40k.
Yeah.
He
so
loved- boy loved
this
silver.
is where Joe's point kind of comes in. It's where I'm coming up with a technique that gives me a finish which is close to what I want to achieve by doing layering and edging without actually having to do all of that work.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment.
So those paints in particular, and I like a couple of ranges of paints, but I'm a bit of a paint snob, but I've never really had much Vallejo stuff, but I am so impressed with their True Metallic Metal range that I went and ordered some more different colours that are coming to my house today because I've enjoyed it so much. I'm using the Ancient Gold on my Maggotkin for their armour panels, and I'm using the Ancient Gold and the Coppers on my Iron Warriors, and they're just really nice to use. And
Yeah.
what's really good is the airbrush paint. I don't own an airbrush, but because it's quite thin, you can still use it with a brush to touch up panels, and it is a true likeness to the base paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I exclusively base coat with contrast. I won't touch contrast.
Oh, I'm a contrast fan, but I use it more as a tool than an actual paint.
I will never say it's bad. It's phenomenal. I've always said it's a fucking incredible product. It is an incredible product. And Josh, who was in chat before, if you haven't checked him out, you probably all know who he is. Warhipster has got a whole channel dedicated to teaching you how to use contrast paints and colour combinations to get certain results.
Yeah.
And they're incredible. They're very, very good. I've followed one of them for gaunts in the past quite closely and had a great result. They are very, very good. But using contrast on gaunts, for example, I actually found it okay.
Yeah.
Didn't hate it, didn't love it. Found it okay, got a result. Using contrast paint on a power armour, me personally, I fucking hate it. I cannot stand it.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's me using it and the way I paint and how I paint and the palettes I sort of use. It just doesn't work for me.
The thing, where I think they went wrong with contrast paint and where like your opinion of it probably comes from is that when it first came out, it was the first of these sort of speed paint kind of things. They were kind of like, look, it's talent in a pot. It's really easy. And they never really explained to you that, you know, like most paints, you kind of need to thin it. Because if you just double it on, it tends to go blotchy, it looks a little bit pants. I use it more of a tool. So for example, one of the reasons I got my Mechanicum done so quickly is because I sprayed them silver, and then rather than paint gold, then wash gold, then highlight gold, I could skip 2 of those steps by using snakebite leather or gore grunter fur to base coat and essentially wash bronze and golds. And then when I layered them back up, it just saved me time. So the final finish wasn't the contrast paint, but what it did do was remove 2 steps that I didn't want to do.
Yeah. I just can't. I don't go on with them. I don't like them. I've got some at home. I don't use them.
Yeah.
The best results I've had with contrast is through an airbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
like-
said this before.
So, all like the bats and the wolves and things I did for my Soul Blight, I basically did white, so you can use rattle can, but I use an airbrush, and then just using light browns first to go over it, and the bits you want darker, you just go over it again.
Yeah.
You know, and then maybe, so if you use snakebite leather, you could go to, is it gore grunter?
Yeah.
Afterwards to then make it a bit darker in that area, or go to, or like do a little bit of Black Templar or Black Legion to really kind of put the shadows in, and it's super smooth.
Yeah, it's
really
also
good.
really good as a filter. I've seen like people like use like the contrast yellows over like a pink and white zenithal to get like really nice yellow.
Yeah.
Do you know who's a beautiful model? Belial.
So bin though. He's so bin.
He is. I think he's cheaper than just a Boggo captain.
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Belial.
Because he's so shit. He's
I've
never
had one
really been
good
great.
game with him before where I was playing against my friend's Dark Angels, and because he has the whole precision thing, my Deathwing Knights got to absolutely bonk Dante. But he's not great.
Ones like Imperial Fist and Black Legion do everything that the first range was supposed to do. A couple of different intensities within the contrast range. I just avoid them and I'm happy. If I go back to base coat, wash, layer, edge, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I like.
But that's your happy place, right?
Yeah, and I like edging.
Yeah. Gets me through the day. You think I'm in there pooing?
Well, I don't know what you're doing, Joe, because it smells like fucking death when you come
Boo,
out.
I poo afterwards.
Oh, a shank.
Or first, you know, sit in my own smell.
Belial is the best Terminator Captain proxy, but that's about it. Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's
Terrible
really
result,
sad
isn't
because
it?
he was because his rules used to be the fact that they dropped him to damage 2 when he was, if you put him to damage 3 again,
Oh, he's great.
instantly include. Like immediately.
Oh, really? You think that's all that's needed?
Yeah, just make him damage. Yeah, make him damage 3 again.
Oh.
He used to be damage 3, and they got rid of it, and it was immediately shit.
And then
Also,
Rob-
his unit rule's bad as well.
Oh, yeah, it's not great.
Precision on critical hits is just get rid of that off the unit and just give him precision.
What do I do for first week? Do I do 3 inner circle companions and a character, or 5 Deathwing Knights, Jay?
5 Deathwing Knights.
Deathwing Knights.
The way to get going is to paint something. I mean, if I were you, do you know what I would do, Liam? I would, if you're going with that list you were talking about the other day, I would do 5 Assault Terminators first. Because you're breaking down your red to minimum.
Yeah, but I want to do the assault terminators. I don't want to do just assault terminators. I want to use Deathwing Knight bodies.
I think if you're using, if you take Deathwing Knights, having played Dark Angels a few times now, if you're taking Deathwing Knights, you don't need Inner Circle companions.
I only want 6.
It's like a hat on a hat at that point.
I want 6 with Azrael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want Azrael.
Oh, then you don't need 15 Deathwing Knights.
Yeah, you do.
You need.
Well, the list was Azrael and 6 Inner Circle companions. The Lion, 15 Deathwing Knights, 10 assault terminators.
Okay.
I think it was 2 units of infiltrators and a unit of scouts. I think that was the list.
Something like that. I would say that your first month should be something that is going to be fairly straightforward, because once you've completed something, that kind of spearheads you forward. If you pick something like Inner Circle Companions, which have got probably I'd say more details, like they've got like different straps and things to pick out, whereas the robes on the Assault Terminators, well, the Deathwing Knights isn't too bad. You're more likely to kind of go, right, there's less amount of colours to put down on this, I'm more likely to get it done.
Why is the Element website so shit? You add item to cart, right? Click on basket, error 404, page not found.
That's been there for years.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My favourite is when you press on account and it takes you to the homepage.
Yeah, I like that too.
But exclamation mark element.
Of course.
And don't forget that cookie. Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah. Buy Krieg, and then send it to me.
You've got loads of Krieg. I've got stuff at home. I need to come.
I know, but I need more. After I've done my 2,000 points, my present to myself is painting the Shadow Sword that Liam gave me to go with the Krieg. I want to get to like 3,000 points, and then after the Shadow Sword, my next gift to me would be the Storm Sword that's on the shelf next to it.
Nice.
Yeah. And like I'm gonna put some conversions in. So like I'm not gonna put snipers in the units. I'm gonna do is make squads of 5 snipers and then use them as rattlings.
Oh my god, I hate this fucking website.
And there's a man on the internet who does extra parts, like 3D printed. So like so it's not like complete models, but it's like he does like stretchers.
Yeah.
So it gives you the arms, so you could put them on the bodies.
Oh, nice.
And like stretcher bearers, like extra medic guys. He does an upgrade set of arms, so you can turn them into like grenadiers, so like Kassakin basically. So good. He also did an upgrade pack for the Rough Riders to turn them into Death Riders before Death Riders came out. But the new Death Rider kit is
beautiful, isn't it?
It's nice, yeah.
so nice. I've got 20 for the built and painted already for the Valhallans. But this army is going to be desert themed. So I can't use them.
So you have to get even more. Oh no.
Well, the thing is though,
Joe's so sad.
but I was like, so it means that basically, if I get, because I was looking at the combat patrol for Krieg is really good.
Is it?
I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I remember it is very good. To the internet.
To the interwebs. Right. So, any questions? Any things you want to talk about? We've loosely covered the rules at the start. Let me know. Anything you want to say about? I've just bought 5 Deathwing Knights.
Nice.
We'll see how that goes. I want to try the silver scheme with red. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, the Death Corps of Krieg combat patrol is 5 Death Riders, a heavy weapons team, an infantry squad, and the command squad.
Oh. Okay.
Which is not bad.
We are on 31 members, chat. There is still well over 200 people watching right now. If you're feeling really generous and you want to support the channel, support what we do here. Remembering we put every single thing we do, we put out for free at the moment as it stands. If you want to support that so other people get to watch it, other people get to enjoy it, we get to stay in jobs for the next 12 months, then feel free to gift us some memberships, you wonderful human beings. We'll say thank you to all those people that have done in just a second. I'm going to start reading them out. You're all amazing. We are also, I'm going to say this out loud and Toby's going to fucking hate it. We also have a provisional weekend booked. We also have a provisional weekend booked to invite people into Hobby House downstairs
To kill them.
as invitation only, right? so that we can start testing systems. And what he's going to hate even more is I'm going to tell you the dates.
No, don't do it! No! Caveat before he says this, we currently don't have a fucking ceiling downstairs.
He's lighting a fire under your Tobes.
I tell you what, if they get to 50 members, I will tell them the provisional invite-only date.
Right.
And if they get to 100 members, I'll tell them the provisional open date.
Oh, fuck me.
Open to public date, Toby. Are we excited?
If we had staff, a ceiling, lights.
You don't need staff. With me and you. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Be right.
Best time ever.
We can work 40 nowadays. I have been so far.
Yeah. It's just, I can't wait for you to be like, right, Toby, you need to man the floor for a minute. I've got to go upstairs, take my turn on the stream, and then I'll be back down. So
Yeah.
you can't wee for that 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We just won't stream during.
Well, I have
the
to do
day.
Liam and Joe shows during the day. Still,
that's
I need to
true.
keep this. I don't. It doesn't make us any money at Hobby House right now, Joe, and I
Yeah.
can't imagine to make us loads of money anytime soon. So, I need this to keep working so that I can keep paying you and me.
But don't forget to exclamation mark Hobby House and register your interest, because there'll be a newsletter soon on our never-ending list of things that we haven't done.
Yeah. To be fair, the ceiling's going in Friday, Saturday, hopefully.
I would feel more confident in that if it wasn't the man for the lamp.
He's fine. He does beautiful work.
The
He
man
does.
from the lamp.
Yeah, we call our electrician, who's also called Liam.
Yeah.
But obviously, it would be confusing if there's two Liams. So I'm Liam, and he's Liam of the Lamp. And that's because it doesn't matter if you phone, text, or whatever. The only way you really seem to be able to get hold of him is by rubbing a magic lamp and hoping that he appears.
That's fair.
And I think we've used.
It's
our
better
three-
than rubbing
we've used-
him.
We've used our 3 wishes. I'm not rubbing any men, Joe.
And so far, you know,
Here, you will if you want this place to open.
two away from 40 team, and so far he's done beautiful work,
Yeah.
but nowhere near as much as we'd hoped he'd done so far.
It's the fact that he comes in and he kind of talks about what needs to be done and then leaves.
Just goes home, yeah.
I'm just like, we couldn't do any of that. work.
He sounds like the perfect Sparky, right?
He's 100% a...
Whereas our old Sparky would turn up, kind of grumble, be like, oh, that's going to be a lot of work.
tell you how everything's impossible, and then just get it done.
Yeah.
So, you know...
Yeah.
Swings,
That guy's got it nailed. Just turn up, tell you how hard it's going to be, and then leave. Well, lad. And
No,
then,
I think
and then
Liam
charge
the
you.
Lamp's like, yeah, so that's a little bit different from the scope, but I reckon if we do this, this, and this, that works. Have you got an idea for that? Yep. Oh, actually, no, that'll work. Other guy was like, ugh. I was like, have you spoke to the aircon team? They're here. They need you to run the power. Have you spoke to them? Yeah, I've done that. Yeah. He goes. Aircon man comes over to find me and goes, Sparky coming today. He's like, he said he spoke to you. And he's like, did he ever? The lying bastard. So that's why Liam with the Lamp arrived.
Yeah. And he's very good. And to be fair, he's quoted us for the job, not for his time. So when he turns up, looks around and fucks off, it's like, well, it's not cost me anything.
No, it's just like
Yeah.
when we got the scope of the work from him like 4 weeks ago. He was like, yeah, I'll just do it in between jobs because I've got quite a lot on. And at that point, I was like, well, we're probably towards the back of the queue. so
He's
that's
not.
fine.
He's not missed a deadline yet.
No. I mean,
Although
technically...
technically he missed a deadline for the coffee machine, is what you're about to say.
yes, I was.
Because
yeah.
he did fit the plug socket for the coffee machine, which is a separate coffee. Like it's like a normal. It's not like a normal 3-pin plug here in the UK. It's a fucking 16 amp like fucking plug-in round thing with an isolator on it. Because it draws more power because it's a big commercial coffee machine. And he fitted all that to the wall and it looked beautiful. I was like, cool, we can get the coffee machine fitted. So the coffee machine turns up with the engineer, fucking plumbs it all in, plugs it all in. It's like, there's no power. Like, oh. So Toby phones up Liam of the Lamp, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, I put the socket in, but I didn't connect it.
He swiftly arrived.
And then he was the quickest he's ever turned up
Yeah.
and got it fitted.
Had you paid him yet?
No.
Oh, that'd be why he turned up.
It's fucking finished, is he? You get paid when you finish. And you get paid if you... I've got... I don't know if I should say this online. I've got one invoice, which is like 4 weeks overdue.
Yeah?
Because I'm not happy with the job. So he's coming in to fix it tomorrow. And once he's fixed it tomorrow, then I'll pay him.
Tight.
Don't forget to remind him that there's a certain thing he needs to leave with tomorrow.
Well, if he doesn't take it, guess what, Toby? That invoice is staying unpaid. Because he's not done everything that's been agreed on the invoice. And that's on there.
I know.
It's written in black and white.
Disposal of Gigantor units.
If he doesn't remove Gigantor, he doesn't get paid. Simple as that. Don't tell me he's going to do it then.
No, that's it. But we'll be open soon.
Maybe.
Well, they are 12 members away from finding out when we're going to open to invite only. And actually, at that point, you could probably work out what's going to happen from there, to be honest with you. So,
What happens? What are we doing at the invite only event?
serving coffee and selling Warhammer, mate.
Yeah, you're not going to run like some games or something.
There'll be tables to use.
Yesterday, we had to do our first Games Workshop order, which is a very specific set of things they have to sell you. Fine.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, we put in our second Games Workshop order, which made my eyes water.
And that isn't touching the surface.
No.
You've seen how much we spent for that first order that I unpacked today. You came in and went, is that it?
I know,
Because it's
I know.
2 small boxes.
Fucking hell.
And you're like, is that all we
That's how
got?
most customers feel.
To have most of those shelves full is going to cost us much money, big wow,
Yeah.
that I don't have. Gift members! Evan said choo-choo for the membership train, and then it flat stopped. Anyway,
Yeah.
talking members, we started off with a big 10 bomb though, Joe.
Oh.
From Mr. the Limey Panda. Mr. Dan gave us 10 of the
Dan.
finest gifted memberships.
I hope that you learn to make the perfect paella.
Oh, I love a paella.
It's been my lunch every single time I've come here. For all last month was just like paella.
Paella
lunch.
yesterday, Joe.
It was paella
The family feast paella.
You're having family feast paella today?
Yeah, it's only 900 calories for the entire thing. So, and I'm well full afterwards. I don't need pudding.
I should fucking hope so. After
If you smashed 900
calories.
calories in one go, I should think so too.
Yeah.
Fair play.
I've learnt my lesson to not have pudding because I hella sleepy afterwards if I do. I'm not getting out of my chair.
What's the excuse before then?
No, just want to be sleepy.
Fair. Thank you, Nick, for the $2. A plaque in New Hobby House Hall of Hobby. The HHHHH. I don't like those sorts of.
Is that
The
because
thing is, NYNA in the channel and Hobby House are linked intrinsically, but also separate. So, as a prize for winning,
Hobby House voucher, maybe?
well, I was thinking we could cover the cost of your first 200 points for the year after. The channel would cover it by buying a voucher.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
Depends on what they want
really,
though, right?
really good time with someone who goes, I'm going to do custodians. You know, here's a Combat Patrol, Merry Christmas. And
That's
somebody
like,
goes,
that's like 1,000 points. That's like.
well, exactly. And then
It's-
someone who
it's-
goes, I want to do Gene Cult or Krieg. And you're like, oh, well, that's a bit more. But
Well, we
But
could,
you go, here's a Rogal Dawn.
with a bit of research, we could figure out what an average cost is across all factions for 200 points.
Or you just go,
maybe.
here's a combat patrol to start your next
yeah,
one.
that's not a bad shout.
That could work.
You win a combat
There's
patrol. of your
I mean,
choice.
you're in a real sad place if your Combat Patrol doesn't even cover 200 points.
Here, they all do.
Admit.
They're average 5 to 750.
Yeah.
You'd also be sad if your combat patrol is shit. Some of them are.
But you don't have to. You don't have to do combat patrol. You can do spearhead. You could do the Horus Heresy one now. There's only 3.
I'd
but-
like to make like a nice trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, do those things down there? Oh, they don't, do they? Do they do laser etching?
The 2 big ones do. We just need to buy the components to make them do that.
So I could laser etch glass,
Yeah.
and I could make a glass trophy.
I believe so. We have to learn how to do it, but they can do it, yeah.
Fucking 2 months ago, you didn't have to 3D print anything.
No, but I purposely, when I bought them, didn't buy the ones with the... They have the capability that you need to buy the laser...
Yeah, but
bits
I've
to
got
plug
to.
in.
I've got from now until December to save up and buy that stuff.
I'm hoping by then we can be like, don't worry, we would have already bought 3 more printers.
The Kree Combat Patrol is less than 300 points in fairness.
But it is over 200 points, which was
Yeah.
the caveat.
Yeah. So
I like the idea of making an. I would like to do nice trophies downstairs, but I'd like to do ones that we've designed
Yeah.
because I think I don't want to 3D print the trophy because I want it to feel nice. So if you handed someone a plastic 3D printed trophy or even a resin one, I always feel like when anyone hands me a trophy that's made of resin, I'm like, cool, this is cheap and shit.
I don't
glass
know.
plaque
But
you
it
could do,
depends
yeah.
if it's a nice trophy. It depends on the quality. Because sometimes I've been handed like the resin.
You know what would be really cool would
The
be
red
to
trophies
do
where
like
they've
a
got the lines in
glass, like a nice thick bit of glass with like the big Great Hall thing on it above
Yeah.
etched in, and
So-
then their name and things like that on it.
So the thing is, Joe, is I don't really win any trophies.
That's true.
So all my trophies was sporting achievements, not Warhammer achievements, and many years ago.
Warhammer's a sport. Ish.
It isn't. Don't start that. It's like people that say darts is a sport.
It is.
It's fucking
It
isn't.
it is a recognised
It
sport.
isn't. If you look like you're about to collapse from gout on the fucking at the hockey, then you're probably not an athlete. So it's not a sport. If it looks like when you walk to the dartboard to remove your darts, you fart at every step, it's not a sport.
But what if they're healthy? Healthy people play as
The
well.
majority of people that play darts in the past, before smoking was banned, would stand with a pint in one hand and a fag in the other and a darts. That's not a sport.
That was like,
It's just a televised Saturday night at the pub.
that
right.
was like 20 years ago.
It's still
Back
not a
when
sport.
Bullseye was on.
It's no different. It's just they've all got fucking vape
What's
sticks.
a bully?
They've all got vape sticks, which makes them look super fucking cool.
Although one of them, one of the famous darts players was like an ex-rugby lad.
I have no idea.
Yeah, Welsh guy.
But he's not an athlete because he's playing darts at that point, mate. It's because he was a rugby player.
Well, yeah.
That's the point.
So he's an athlete playing darts.
right,
Doesn't mean
exactly.
He's an athlete
It's not a
because he plays
sport.
darts.
Like snooker. It's not a sport.
Oh, snooker is fucking rubbish.
It's not a sport. Honestly. Unbelievable. I like the idea of like a plaque type thing, but I want to be able to send people the trophies so they can display them somewhere. Because the other thing as well is, right, it might be that a person from New Zealand wins, for sake of argument, right? At which point, they're probably never coming here. Yeah. So I put a plaque
They got
up
more
somewhere.
important
I
things
put a
to
plaque
do.
up somewhere, they're never going to see it. So,
They're busy fighting Sauron.
Thank you, the Springies, for the one gifted membership. Narek, thank you for the €5. Do you care about using non-Games Workshop models? I want to use Bullgrim from Etsy that fit my Deathcore project. Do what you want. Your hobby.
Yeah. This is not a Games Workshop licensed event.
Your hobby, do what you want. If you want to use proxies, again, I go back to people like New Zealand and Australia, right? There's someone who commented we did a 3D printing stream not too long ago about if I couldn't 3D print, I probably wouldn't be so involved in the hobby because of the price of it here in Australia, I think he said he was.
Yeah.
I get it. I am still dead against direct copies. And if you turn up and you've got direct copies, I'll be like, ugh. But I'm not going to stop you from playing.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anything to you either.
Have you seen that Huron that's already appeared?
Yeah, it looks awful.
And I'm like,
It's a shit copy, mate.
the thing I find funny about that is like, the person that did it is like, well, fuck you, Games Workshop. All models should be free, you know. All rules should be free. Everything should be free, Games Workshop. And it's just kind of like, at that point, it's just theft, isn't it? Really?
It's when the guy did that new Titus, and it literally looked like someone had got Titus and then held a blowtorch against it for about 5 minutes, and it was like, please kill me.
yeah. It's like someone put butter
But
in the
like,
microwave.
I think my issue for a lot of the 3D printer type people, not to tie them all with the same brush, is they've kind of got that kind of Call of Duty hacker mentality. You know, like, I'm doing it because it's cool, you know?
Yeah.
Helps me win.
But yeah, so I'm against direct copies, but even if you were to use direct copy, so I know the ones, I probably know the ones you're talking about with their Etsy Bullgrins, with the Krieg ones specifically with the gas masks on. If they're direct copies, I fucking hate that idea. I hate that concept. I hate the whole direct copy thing. That's just me opinion. If you turn up to the shop downstairs with direct copies to play games in our venue, we're not stopping you. We're not stopping you. You do what you want. It's your hobby. You come play. I'm not going to ban people who've got direct copies. I'm not a Games Workshop venue. That's not happening. So ultimately, it's up to Games Workshop to shut the people down that are selling the copies. That's where
They might judge you.
Oh, I absolutely judge people. Silently, though. They won't know about it.
Unless you've watched this stream and you know
Yeah.
you're coming here with an army and you meet Liam's eyes in the shop.
Yeah, and then when I walk over to your table to deliver your table-delivered coffee that I've made you, and I look you in the eyes as I hand it to you, and you have to go, has he spat in it? You won't know.
Oh no. And the answer will be no. Because there'll be no spitting in any coffees at Hobby House.
No promises. Unless you pay extra for it.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. You could ask silently.
Well, we could hire some really pretty baristas, and then people would probably pay for that, Toby.
Yeah.
Oh fucking Christ.
Can you put some protein powder in your mouth as you go? Just sprinkle it into my milky coffee.
The rare car park is just off of Empress Road. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, I feel all of a sudden very sick.
Stand under them as they do deadlifts. Carry on.
Yeah, exactly. And delivered coffee.
Toby looks visibly ill. Right
Table service in this place, mate.
now.
Thank you, Sprugly, for the $5. New year, new challenge. Liam, Joe, and who the fuck is NYNA? Sisters Purgatos box for my new year, for my new army delivered from Element today. Let's fucking go.
Oh, is that the made to order one? The sisters.
I don't know. Maybe.
Isn't that just the combat patrol but without...
Without the
It's-
and it's more expensive than the combat patrol. They took the Rhino out.
It's
You
one
get
of
less.
it's one of the oddest made to orders I think I've ever seen them do.
Yeah, because it's more
everything in the
expensive than
box
when it
is-
came out and it doesn't have the book.
And everything in the box is still currently available.
Yeah.
So I don't.
It's a nice box.
I'm not arguing. But
I mean, the box is nice. The models are okay.
but I mean, I think the Sisters range is stunning. Personally,
I do think it's still cheaper than buying the units individually.
Yeah, but it's push fit, so you only really want one of them. Well, not push fit, it's monopose.
I think you can get away with 2.
I fucking love Sisters.
They do be doing it for themselves.
Why? I know. See, you make eye contact with me. I know there's a hidden meaning.
There's no hidden meaning. I fucking love Sisters. I think they're a great faction.
Yes, that's fine. I'm glad.
I think their model range is utterly beautiful. I like the way they play. I think they're a great faction. What are you laughing at?
The undertone.
Yeah.
Horrible.
The implications.
There's no undertone. I'm sure you probably know Sprugly, but NYNA is New Year, New Army. NYNA. Fucking love NYNA. Limey Panda, thank you for the $10. Could do a big old community questionnaire for favourite army, best painted, best theme, etc. Shout outs and maybe a fun wooden spoon bit for Gorley. That's not a bad shout.
You do like most likes.
Well, I think one of the prizes, as I say, like if someone's just painted all their models for NYNA and brings it in and just wants to show it off, then like every army can get there can be like the community vote.
Yeah, well, if we take army submissions in November and we pick maybe between us our top 20, right? And then we put them on a Google Doc and fire it out and go, because then people in Australia and New Zealand and America and Canada can all vote, right? Because they don't have to be here to do it. We could do that. That works.
It just means that people who are maybe submitting an army from, like, say, Germany or whatever, need to make sure they're not taking photos like with a potato.
Yes, like all the leaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. All right, Dan, thank you. Nick, thank you for the $5. 1 Alurus captain, 5 sisters, and a sister's character is 200 points. I'm banking points after this week for later in the year, just not a new army until 11th edition. That's fair. You can bank points. It's like the 200 points is a guide, right? So 200 points is a guide because if you do 200 points for 10 months, you've got a 2,000 point army. So if you go, actually, my February is fucking mental, so in January I'm painting 400 points, go for it. And then you go, February I'm painting nothing, and March I'm back to 200. You do what you want. If you actually get to the point where like I'm in March now, I've done 1,000. Well done. You're fucking points in the bank.
You're winning, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're behind, well, you can catch up. You can go, I only did 150 this month, but next month I've done 250. It's up to you. So the whole point is it's not restrictive.
Worst case scenario, buy a night. There are loads of points.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, wait till Hobby House buy all the nights.
Allies are allowed.
Yeah. I think that order, by the way, is turning up on Thursday.
Great. Probably at about 1:30.
Last time I think it turned up late morning.
I mean, if it turns out wherever it's going in the garage, and it'll stay there until I
Well, it's Mr. UPS man, so we told him next time to come in the back gate.
drop it in.
Yeah, yeah. So he should do that, and then we can just open the garage door in. Shut
And
the
every
garage
time
door.
when I see him, I'll be like, "You thought this time was bad?
Wait till next.
Wait till next time."
Get progressively bigger, like my penis. Sky, thank you for the $5. Liam should go Aldari Wraith for NYNA, a knight, a lord or two, and some mix of guards and blades. The thing is, right, I don't really love Wraith stuff. And I'm saying this knowing Toby's got himself a Wraith host army, haven't you?
I have.
I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. I just don't love it.
I liked it better in previous editions.
Yeah.
When they were better.
It's not so much that. It's like I like castle builds, so I like models that are high toughness, hard to kill. You can't take as many of them. So Wraiths for me was the only way I was ever going to do that.
Yeah.
But they were pretty broken at the start of 10th.
Yeah. So I love thanks for the options, mate. I love the idea, but I've done 10 Wraith Blades, a Wraith Lord, a Wraith Knight, and a Spirit Seer last year, and
You could add to that. Round it off to 2,000 points.
I didn't love making it.
No.
I didn't love painting it. I didn't.
No.
So Tank, thank you for the $10. Mine will have to be new NLYNA. What's the L stand for? As need to finish 1,600 points ready for Beachhead. Trying with brush on primers as cold. Aims to be ready to have options of armies to 2027.
New year, last year's army.
Have to do Blood Bowl too.
Maybe.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure you can smash it, mate. Beachhead's what, like a month away?
Yeah. If anyone's available this weekend, there is a Beachhead warm-up event at in Toyman in Poole, which me, Paddy, and Tom are going to.
Are they?
And there are still some spaces left, yeah.
This weekend?
This weekend, with a warm-up tournament.
I'd like to go, but I don't want to.
Why do you say you don't want to go?
I'd like to go, but I don't want to go. That is literally, you counterpointed yourself in seconds.
No, I'd like to. I don't want to, though.
I don't understand that.
It makes sense.
How?
Because if I was to go and do a tournament with Joe and Tom and Paddy,
Yeah.
I'm going to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do it, but I don't want to do it because I've got those 2 days off at the moment where I could be doing hobbying for NYNA to start with.
Yeah.
And with the way that Hobby House is going to ramp up over the next 3 weeks, especially when we're 12 members away from announcing the first weekend that we're going to open the doors to guests, I don't really want to use my time off to go and do something else.
That's fine.
So I'd like to do it because I think it would be fun, but I don't want to do it because I've got other things that I'd rather be doing.
Consider me told, Liam.
Yeah, see?
Consider me
it
told.
makes sense. It's logical.
It's not logical. It makes sense, but it's not logical.
How can it make sense and not be logical?
Fact.
And to be fair, we've got to come here on Saturday to see Liam with the lamp.
We have got to see Liam in the Lamp and Rusticles 5000.
Rustically. I bet he's going to see my fucking message and be like, more wood!
I mean, it is his job, right?
It is his job.
He's terrified of buying wood now.
To be fair, we're doing a video this week for behind the scenes, and the amount of work that he's fucking done is insane. And it is all good work as well. And there's a number of things that he's done. He's then not been happy with what he's done. He's then fully reworked it and charged us $0 for the rework.
Oh.
Because he only wants us to pay for the stuff that he's happy with what he's done. So, you know.
I mean, that's good, right?
It's incredible. It gives you some confidence in your tradesman. I'm not happy with this without you even telling me I'm not happy with it. So I've changed it. And all the time, effort and cost for changing it is a $0 cost to you because it's my choice to make the change.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think that's, that's what you want from people. Simon, thank you for the $5. While it may not be a new army, this has encouraged me to get out and play. Have my first game this week. Amazing. Let us know how it goes.
Nice.
What a hero. Evan, thank you for the 1 gifted. Adrian! Thank you for the 1 gifted membership. You're a hero. Tank, thank you for the $5. Painting up the metal samurai out at the moment. You can kill a man if you throw it, yeah. But don't fucking break that fucking sword because you'll never get it back on.
No. There's something about that old GW metal where like it's just not a clean break, is it?
Yeah, when you bend it, it's like changes properties and shapes before it snaps.
Yeah, I had a bunch of.
By the way, our samurai sword broke as well.
Yeah? Good for you.
I'll fix that before Joe comes back.
I was going to try, and I got it out the other day to go and fix it before you came back, and I was like, he's going to see what I've done here, and it won't be pretty. So I think I'll just tell Joe that it's broken. Can he help me fix it?
His is he's Finecast, right?
I don't remember.
He is fine. There's no fixing that. I should give him a new sword. I just give him a new arm.
Yeah, that might be the answer. I really hope 11th edition is fast attack, Joe, because I really want them to redo Ravenwing.
I imagine they will do.
You could then jump all over fucking White Scars.
Yeah. I mean, I've got 18 Outriders I've literally just said that I'm going to do for the Ravenwing.
Yeah, but if they release multi-part Outriders and elite bikes and that kind of stuff, then
I'll do White Scars.
Yeah, right, exactly. Thank you.
Sorry.
He's watching porn.
Pay peanuts. Thank you, Luke, Mr. the Pie Walker,
Pay
for
penis.
5 gifted memberships. This is like the only other hope you have to give out, Joe. Oh no, there's another one.
I hope, Luke, that everything you order this year comes the next day.
Amazing, love it.
Despite what time you order it as well.
That's a great hope, actually.
That's
I want
good.
that hope. I want that hope. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Go on.
Off topic, I had an Amazon delivery. My partner did an Amazon delivery at 9 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty normal nowadays.
Wild. I was like, no post on Sundays. Especially that late as well.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
Our
crazy.
freezer was supposed to have turned up today.
Was it?
Yeah. I don't have a message or a phone call or a... I've got HMRC chasing me for my tax return. That's another one.
Good on them.
Order update. What's this one? This is the beverage cooler with triple glazed. This is your second fridge.
Third fridge.
Third fridge. They sent it. That's on its way.
Oh, exciting.
Nothing from the freezer people. Fuck's sake.
That's all right.
Thank you, Simon for the one gifted, Tank for the one gifted, Sprugly for the one gifted, Cody for the one gifted, Deeks for the one gifted, Giddy Parasite for the one gifted, and Alex for the one gifted.
Thank you.
You are amazing people. Aaron, thank you for the $5. Happy New Year, lads. Turns out shoveling 4 feet of snow out of a inspection pit at a heritage railway in the Cairngorms wasn't on my to-do list today.
Oh.
That doesn't sound like a great day.
I mean, your name is Aaron582 Railways, so I feel like that's more likely to be on your list than mine.
Yeah.
Well, my name isn't Toby. Carry a metric ton of Games Workshop boxes up the stairs young.
But
Right.
it is work at a hobby-related store.
Well, we need to get our fancy pallet thingies, don't we? The
Oh,
old spinny wheels.
three-wheel fucking Magumbe
Yeah.
truckers.
You mean a pump truck?
No, it's like one of, you get those little things where you go slide it on the box and you see them all walking around with all the boxes stacked up on the little trolleys. But you can get them with 3 wheels, so they go up and down stairs.
Oh.
So you drag them up the stairs and the wheels go dum up the stairs.
So if you have one too many paellas, Joe, we can still get you up here.
I've
fucking tired.
I have seen them.
Yeah,
I've never seen them work the way you want them to work.
that's positive.
That mostly
For someone who used trolleys a lot, like on the vans, I've never seen one function without just dumping the
I think
entire
that
load
becomes
down the stairs.
I think that mostly becomes a Toby problem.
Yeah.
It's all right. When I'm allowed to hire some lackeys, it'll become their problem.
Waller says Stormcaster tunnels for NYNA for me. Well, that's the plan anyway.
I guarantee you'll use that trolley 3-4 times to be like, it's just more efficient to carry it.
Possibly, but we have to have health and safety policies and procedures.
Yeah.
And those health and safety policies and procedures can't say bend over and pick up all that heavy shit and carry it up 2 flights of stairs.
Well, no, just be like, carry a box at a time.
The
right?
sooner everyone gets behind Hobby House and makes it really, really successful, so we can just carry all that shelving
Into
down
the
to the
garage,
garage
yeah.
and go, look, now we can stock more, we can ship faster, and we've got more gaming space. Everyone wins, really.
Well, in the perfect world, actually, we just have a separate warehouse for online fulfillment.
Yeah, that'd be.
Is the intent.
Let's walk before we can win.
One.
Walk before we can win.
I will walk before I can one, don't you worry.
Yeah.
We got to walk. We got to crawl before we can walk.
You're right there.
Feel like I'm having a stroke.
Right, Joe, edging. Thank you, Craig,
Edging
for
a stroke.
Thank you, Craig, for the pink one.
Defenseless. Anyway,
Craig says he needs some advice.
Yeah?
Right? Not sure how much longer I'll stay in
If it hurts,
Japan.
stop.
Not sure how long I'll stay in Japan with a mix of political issues, job market, and economics. It's hard for me to want to sit down and hobby. Anyone deal with something similar, knowing you may be uprooting and moving somewhere?
No. But I can understand a not wanting to do stuff. You know? But you're like,
This is daily fucking existence.
no, like
Joe's New Year's resolution for the last 17 years.
yeah. And there are times when you sit at your desk and you're like, I cannot be bothered to do this. I want to be doing something
See
else.
it.
Yeah. yeah. I get it, eh? And, hobby for me, I get a lot of hobby block, but I can't say that I can directly correlate it to uprooting.
No.
Mine's just overwhelmed because I've tried to do like half an hour a day and it kind of worked a little bit, but
I think like I used to travel around a lot and like I found that keep your hobby small, you know, keep it to like one army. Don't have too many projects or box, like only work on one unit at a time. So like you've got your army in a box, right? And you say, I want to add some stuff to it. You buy one box, you work on it, and then it goes into the case and you get the next one. Because then, if you do have to move, you don't have loads of half-open boxes.
I mean, that's
and
not
stuff.
a terrible idea anyway,
But,
right,
like,
in
yeah,
general.
it's like-
Lots of people will buy a full army
Yeah.
of over 2,000 points in one go, and then they just sit there with overwhelm.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to clear out my shed and be doing the mega sale of stuff that I know I'm not going to get to.
That's why this time round, I know what the Dark Angels list is that I want, and what I've done is I've bought one box of Terminators, and what I've
Sensible.
tried to do is I've tried to ignore Element going, are you sure you don't want more? Because then you get free shipping. Because I go, no, because then I have 3 boxes sat in front of me, and it becomes overwhelm. And then I sit there with the overwhelm and go, I don't like this, and then I end up putting it all away. and I break it down into more bite-sized, like manageable chunks. So that's my advice is not too dissimilar to Joe's. If you find something small and interesting, even if it's not something that's for an army that you're currently collecting, something that inspires you to try and do a bit of hobbying, it's trawl the Games Workshop website, maybe look at different systems even. Grab something that could just be fun. It doesn't have to be for an army you're playing, it doesn't have to be for an army you're going to collect, it's just something a bit fun to try and get that mojo back. I always find audiobooks are a great source of mojo. So if I'm really trying to get into something specific, I'll find an audiobook about Dark Angels or Krieg or whatever. And you listen to that and that really goes, I want to try and replicate some of this on the tabletop. So they're a great source of inspiration. If you can stick some audiobooks on and sit there quietly and listen to them, you might find an urge to pick up and build something depending on what the audiobooks is you're listening to. I think Joe's option of just buy a single box is probably the right move because then you don't have the overwhelm for moving. Or take all your current stuff, pour all the sprues into a room and dive into them like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah. Also, a limited colour palette. So like models that like you end up just kind of using the same colour multiple times over places. It just means you also have to have less paints involved.
Yeah.
So if you're doing like silvers, for instance, you could just have one silver, paint that on, then wash it with a brown or a black, and then just edge highlight that with the same silver. Same for like reds is doable. Because then it means that if you do move, you don't have a massive box of paints to carry out. Because sometimes you'll watch a tutorial and they'll be like, I'm going to paint this Space Marine. I'm going to base coat it with 4 different browns and then reds, and then Zenith will highlight white and then paint it yellow. And you're like, skip loads of that. Just do it yellow.
Joe, we're only 7 members away now from telling them the first weekend.
Yeah?
Look at that.
That'd be good because I don't even know either.
No, thank you, Cray. Toby keeps making sick noises every time I mention it. Thank you, Cray, also for 5 gifted memberships, you wonderful human.
Thank you, Cray. I hope that you get to go to Hartlepool for an exotic weekend away.
I've been to Hartlepool on a Tuesday night to watch Saints play.
Yeah?
It was awful. The only bonus was, because the ground is like in some fucker's back garden, basically.
Yeah.
And the only bonus was we found this like working men's club fucking bar place. Like, we'll go in here for a pint because it was fucking cold because Hartlepool. Went in there, and I think we ordered like 3 pints of beer or 4 pints of beer and a glass of water for my brother and got change out of a fucking tenner. So, like a fair amount of it as well. Like, well, we'll stay in here for a few more then, shall we? Yeah. And after watching an hour and a half of shocking football in horrible fog where it finished 0-0, probably should have just stayed in the bar. Be a much better day. Anyway, thank you for the 5 gifted. You're a legend. Thank you, Hungry Bert, for the 1 gifted membership. Thank you, Big Bad Peter Gaming, for £2. What are the rules for NYNA bombardment? So, the rules are going to be simple. I have to build the email address, but we're going to do around 200 points of hobbying a month.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to submit your hobby for potential appearance on a pre-recorded show that Joe and I are going to do together, then you're going to have to submit it to an email address, which I'm going to make very, very soon, by midnight on the last day of the month, right? And then it'll give me a week to collate it, and then we can make the video, all right?
Yeah.
That email address, TBC, but that will come. I'll put reminders in Discord. There will be a section in Discord that we'll build so you guys can share your ideas. There is no requirement to stick to the same faction. There's no requirement to stick to the same system. You can do Necromunda one week and 40k the next, and you didn't have to do 200 points. 200 points is guidance, not rules, right? It's guidance because it means you'll have 2,000 points after October. It's not rules. If you want to do the Hobbit battle game on January and you want to do Titanicus on February, you want to do Blood Bowl on March, you crack on. As long as it's encouraging you to hobby along with the community, then you're welcome to do whatever you want, right? At the end of October, we're going to set hopefully going to set a couple of events if we're busy enough here at Hobby House for people to come down, share their army, share their experiences, maybe play some games, etc., and enjoy in the end of hopefully a new army for a lot of people. And we'll probably give priority to people that have got 2,000 points. So, but then in November, what you'll be encouraged to do is to build yourself an armies on parade board of some sort, right? And once you've built your armies on parade board, we'll submit them to the same email address, at which point, over the course of early December, The team and I will collate maybe the top 20, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick it out on a Google document to let the community vote on the favourite, and the favourite will win a prize of some sort, TBC. I want to at least post you a nice glass trophy, and there'll probably be a voucher that goes with that one as well. I think that covers it all. I think that's your rules, Pete, to be fair. I like that. That works. Yeah. It's not restrictive, it's just here's what's going to happen, hopefully. And this is Joe's concept. Rather than me making a promise. So I hope with him nudging me at the same time, it'll all get done.
Maybe.
So there you go. Pridders, thank you for the $5. He says, Joe, what's your Krieg list for NYNA? Do you have one?
I do currently.
Do you?
I do. Just as like a guideline, to get started. I actually found a crouchy man in there. Let's have a look. What did I call it? Is it something I can read out loud?
Oh, the only other rules for NYNA, anything you submit, by the way, for reference, anything you submit for New Year, New Army has to be something you've painted this year.
Yeah.
Because I could just go, here's my first Deathwing Knight unit. Thanks for painting those last year, Joe.
Yeah. So mine's called New Year, New Krieg. So
the imagination is unmatched.
I'm New Year, New Angels.
I was like...
NYNA.
It was mainly because, it's got to be a name I can read out on stream.
Right, which is rare for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 Krieg command squads.
Of course.
Yeah. Lord Marshal Dreer, because 2 Rogel Dawn tank commanders. 10, 20, 30, 40 Krieg infantry, right? Because I have some. That might end up going up. A Chimera. 3 artillery teams. 3 units of Death Riders. 3 units of Krieg engineers. 2 Krieg heavy weapon squads. So I just want all Krieg stuff.
It is pure Krieg, isn't it?
It's just pure Krieg.
I love that army, Joe.
Yeah.
Love it.
I just like there to be more infantry
Yeah, there is.
and less command squads.
Yeah, but command infantry, you can have 20 infantry and a command squad as 1 unit.
Oh, in which case, that's fine.
Yeah. So.
But you need more infantry.
A platoon, then, isn't it, essentially?
Yeah. But I think it's like, I wanted a Chimera for my engineers to kind of rock around in, And I like the idea of having some tank commanders just for a bit of shooty. But obviously, like I said, it's not going to end there. I'll probably end up with 3 Krieg heavy weapon teams.
More Rogel Dawns.
More Rogel Dawns.
I want to see 60
more
Krieg
Death
infantry.
Riders. Obviously, I'm going to have, this is not an army that's stopping at 2,000.
No, I want to.
You're going to get some sentinels, Joe?
I've got a box with 4 or 5 sentinels over there.
I think there's 4 in it, mate. Yes, you can have them.
This is... no, they're mine. So
Why not?
they're there now. I've touched them. They're going into the Krieg army. Yeah. That's how it works. I think this Krieg army is basically going to be a proper narrative Krieg army in the sense that lots of infantry, lots of horses, lots of artillery. I need to find a way, because I'm probably going to end up with a lot of guard bodies, converting the Cadian weapon teams into Krieg as well. Because then it means I can have heavy bolters.
Mortars are quite Krieg, aren't they?
The artillery, multi-launchers as well.
Yeah.
I'll probably convert up some other commissars. I need to convert Lady Cartman into having a gas mask.
Ursula Queed.
Yeah. I want to do Ogryns, but the ones I've seen is people use the Necromunda Ambots.
Yeah, I love those.
And then it's just like a Kriegsman inside it. That's what I want to do.
Is that what you showed to Dan before?
Yeah.
Yeah. They look cool. I like that.
I think they're the best ones because Krieg don't like abhumans.
No.
They're quite purist.
Well, that's because they're all clones, aren't they?
Yeah. So my Ratlings will just be Kriegsman squads with sniper rifles.
Yeah, of course.
Kind of thing.
Same base size.
Yeah.
Just significantly weaker than the normal humans. Thank you, Pridders and Christopher Sanford, Police Station Gloucester, for the 1 gifted memberships each as well. We are still 7 away from telling you that weekend, chat.
But I am also doing a trench board to go with it.
And then, thank you, Silence Falls, for 5 gifted memberships.
Silence Falls. I hope that you perfect the brown note and you weaponise it.
What's the brown note?
The note
South
you
Park.
hear that makes you shit yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
He can make it with his
For
mouth.
the same value today, someone got a wish that everything they order is just next day delivery.
I don't know which one I'd rather have.
Another one is weaponising shitting yourself.
I don't know which
No,
one I'd
not
rather have.
himself. You can put some earplugs in, make the brown note. Everyone around them that hears it.
Yeah, I don't
shits
know
themselves.
which pair of those two I'd rather have.
You go on London Underground. You know?
Yeah, but then you're stuck in the smell, Joe. 'cause
No,
you're underground.
no, because you run down, make the noise, run out.
It's an interesting concept.
Could do it in Debenhams,
Debenhams isn't a thing anymore, is it?
Marks and Spencers.
It's still
You
around,
know,
yeah.
Fleet Services.
Fleet Service is a good service station.
Please,
Many
that's
a
great.
nice KFC there.
Chat me out 43 members, and I'm about to finish
And we'll end the stream.
again. So that happens when I'm sat this close to Joe. I'm not about tonight, and I don't want to have to stress about members tonight, Jojo. All right,
Yeah.
because I'm supposed to be going home so Luce can go and do something for herself for the first time in a very long time. So chat could really help me out right now by making me feel better. And thank you, Kavorkai? No, Kavoraki? There we go. For the 50 Swedish krona. Late to the stream, but can you enter something you started last year? Yeah, if you started it, then fine.
Yeah.
Also, will there be a dedicated Discord server for the NYNA? Not a server, no, but an area on Discord. So it'll be the main server, but there'll be an area in Discord for it. ! Discord, get yourself involved. Liam loves stress members. I really don't. The last few months of the year have been fucking horrendous for revenue, which is made significantly worse by the amount of money we're spending to get Hubby House up and running to try and bring you all something very special. And I think we're going to do that. Like I legitimately believe that what we had a shareholders meeting this morning. I legitimately believe that what we're putting together is something that is going to be incredibly special for all of you, and it's going to be quite a wow factor when you walk into that main room. I absolutely believe we're doing that. But fuck me, if YouTube was running like it was a year ago, cool, sweet. I'm less stressed because the monthly revenue was decent, but it hasn't been. And so if you could flop your members out and wave them in our faces, we would all greatly appreciate it. So if you can all gift memberships right now for $5 each, it's like buying a Costa to sit and watch the show, apart from you giving the money to us instead of Costa.
And you don't get coffee. But you get entertained.
You're not getting coffee, but you are getting entertained. Yeah, it's absolutely that.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? And then so if you keep doing that, then when we go off air, you can just take photos of your junk and send it to Toby.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's, no, I don't.
Well,
They haven't set up the Ask Toby thing in Discord yet, so they can't put pictures of horrible things in there for me to look at.
Just interested in a massive sausage fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
German markets are all gone now for Christmas. They can't get a nice sausage in a bun.
They're good. German markets, they've taken them down yesterday, weren't they? In
It's the
Southampton.
6th. The 6th is the last day, isn't it?
Yeah, the 12 days, isn't it? Yeah. I'm
Although
not
the
sad.
Christian Christmas calendar runs all the way to April.
When the Christmas market first goes up in Southampton, it's quite pretty. And in the night times, when it's first up, it's quite pretty, and all the warmth and music and people drinking. And then by the time it hits Christmas, it's fucking trashed.
Really?
And there's shit everywhere. So
Does the council not clean it?
Well, they do, yeah. But people are people when they go in there and get shit faced, and I don't understand why they do. When it's about £8 a pint.
Oh, it's so expensive. Did you? I've seen a couple of videos that people put up of going to see the New Year fireworks in London, and they're like, it used to be free. Now you have to pay £50 to go and watch them.
Yeah, but you know how much money they fucking set up and smoke in those firework displays.
Yeah, and then
Mental.
like there's like it's just like the last ticket in. You're not allowed to get in after 10:30. So you're trapped in this massive cage, essentially, with loads of people for an hour and a half. And the burgers are £25
Oh my
for
god!
just the burger, right?
Oh.
And then all the hills and parks around that are all closed, and they've got police presence, so you can't get in and watch it for free. It's mental.
The world we live in.
I spent a reasonable amount of time in London, and I would rather I would rather squat on a pineapple than live in London.
Yeah.
It's all right to visit. I don't mind it to visit. I'm okay for it. It was a day out. Not fucking interested in it as a.
Like being a tourist.
Yeah, I'm okay to be a tourist in London. I don't want to live there ever.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael Anastasia, for $5. Any plans for the armies and parade submissions from 2025? I think half of the submissions came in on Discord asking for a friend who is me. I haven't looked at the thread. I'll have a look. Thank you for nudging me. We'll have a look. We'll come up with a prize. We'll pick a winner.
It'll be a Toby nude.
Maybe we'll bring it up on like tomorrow night's Warhammer show or something. That'd be cool.
I'm not sure it will.
A tasteful Toby nude.
Yeah, he doesn't know it's being taken though. I already have them.
You can shape his pubic hair like his head hair.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, 3 nickels for the 1 gifted membership. We're on 59, by the way. We're 10 away from we. Thank you, Plague of Shadows. Thank you, Ryan, for 10 gifted memberships.
For 10?
10 from the Texan.
Good heavens.
He lost much weight big wow last year.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like nearly 100 pounds in weight.
Jesus.
I know.
What's that in kilograms?
30 something. I think it was 35 or something.
Yeah.
Or more.
That's
I can't remember. We did do the conversion. So anyway, thank you for the 10 gifted.
Thank you. I hope that you get a remote control galleon that also shoots cannonballs.
I thought you could say the perfect brown noise then.
You make all those boat dweebs shit themselves.
I mean, they are anyway, let's be honest. Thank you, Ryan, for the 5. Thank you also, Grimdark Mark, for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Grimdark Mark. I hope that you get a remote control helicopter that shoots like
The perfect brown
shoots the brown noise. Yeah, it's like a Huey instead of playing is it Fortune Sun.
Yeah.
It just plays the brown noise.
Yeah,
You could fly it around an entire estate then, couldn't you?
you could. Yeah. I like remote control helicopters, but it's quite an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to get into it, and I looked at it and I was like, nope.
You wouldn't be able to fit.
Ryan has said, I've passed the £100 mark. Look at that.
It's amazing.
What a legend. What an absolute fucking hero. We're on 59 members now, which means I have to tell you the weekend.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
So at the moment,
2027.
I need to canvass interest. I don't know how much. I don't know how many people are going to want to be involved in this, and there are some people that are going to be invited because they've been involved for other reasons. What we're intending to do at the moment is, where is the calendar? Don't be so nervous over there.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
So what we intend to do, and this is subject to change because we are still waiting on tradesmen to do work. And if the venue isn't safe, we won't let people in. Of course. And if the venue isn't finished and it's not finished to a point where I'm not happy for people to see it in its state, we won't let people in. So if you decide to book time off for this, if you decide to book hotels for this, book them with
A refund.
caveats that you can get a refund or you can change the date.
Or you pay on check-in and you
Right.
have up until the day before the
So
council.
I'm making this very, very clear now. If you make any bookings as someone who thinks they might be interested in this, I want you to put your own protections in place because it could be subject to change. And the date has moved and bounced around quite a lot. And Toby and I have sort of settled on one. And when I say sort of settled, we're like, it's going to be tight, but we want to be open as soon as possible. That's what we're aiming for, okay? Get that out there now. I don't want people to book a hotel, come down for the weekend, we don't let them in and go.
Also, it's probably worth mentioning that this is a bit of a finger in the air in regards to how many people want to come, because if 500 of you turn up, you can't all come in.
No, so it's going to be invite only to start with.
Yeah.
So if you have an invite, don't come, because we won't let you in.
And it'll start with like the Thames and the Aseers, right?
Right. So I'm going to put an announcement out to the Thanes and Aces probably this evening, possibly tomorrow, to say this is what we're looking at doing. These are the dates. If you're interested, fill in this Google sheet. It'll be really simple. Do you want to come? Yes or no? Name, level, email, right, etc. At which point we'll see how many people want to come, and then we have to kind of work out how many people we're prepared to accept and pick them. If we end up having more than people that want to come, there's also going to be invites to friends and family because Luce has put up with me building this thing for fucking ages. Toby's partner's put up with him being here lots of hours and long hours over the course of the last 2 months, etc. So, and it's not the world's biggest. It's not the world's biggest venue. The idea is premium, not size. Ultimately.
what
And
I
then
think.
what we'll probably do is we'll probably look at going along what we used to do, the old Thanes Combat Patrol Weekend kind of timing format. So whereby we will open the doors at lunchtime on the Friday, just to get you in the venue, have a chat, maybe some fucking champagne or whatever, that kind of celebratory stuff. And then you can game on the evening and then the Saturday and the Sunday. It'll be sensible hours because for the most part it'll be Toby and I staffing it for the weekend so we can test all the systems, make sure everything's working, see if we've got any hiccups. And we'll probably also put together some level of Google Docs feedback form for honest feedback from people, because I'd rather you did that at this stage rather than using Google reviews, because shit might go wrong. And that's because we haven't tested it with 30, 40, 50 people in there yet.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at doing that on Friday, the 23rd of January.
God fucking speed.
And I mean it when I say it's going to be a little tight. But I think we can do it. I think we can do it.
We need to get off this and go and buy some paint.
Not today. That's
No,
tomorrow's job.
job.
Yeah. So the locksmith's in tomorrow morning, then we'll go and get it. Well, depending on...
And also
Yeah.
our favourite person.
Yeah. So that's my intent. 23rd, 24th, 25th is the weekend we're looking at using and utilising.
I would not presume people are getting in that venue on the Friday before 2 o'clock. Just because if we have anything that is left to do, that will be the time to do
I
it.
said midday. Yeah.
Can we meet in the middle and say 2?
Well, that's not the middle, is it? If you say 2 and I say
I was gonna
midday,
say
the
4,
middle's
so
1.
We're going to backtrack. Can't get in until 4, so we'll say 2. Yeah, between 12 and 2, I would imagine.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 23rd, 24th, 25th is what the current plan is to get it open, so you can come and test it and have a play and enjoy yourselves and see how it looks and how it works and come in there. And the thing is, I'm in a place right now where actually people walk into that place who haven't seen it for a month or so and go, "Oh wow, already." And so I think that you're only going to be impressed. But I also am aware that I've transferred my fucking dream onto reality, and then you might all go and be like, "This is shit." So on the 24th, when this weekend's pre-orders are available to buy off shelves, eh? Mm-hmm. Yep. I cannot confirm nor deny whether we have an order in for those, Nick.
What's on pre-order this weekend?
What goes on pre-order on Saturday? Titus and his
gang. Nightbringer.
The 500 Worlds book, the Nightbringer, the new Necron character dude, whose name escapes me, the 500 Worlds Necron box set, and Necron dice. And I don't know how I just know all that off the top of my head, Joe.
Oh.
I do.
So I'm just saying,
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows anymore?
Who knows? When's our GW order turn up? Maybe Thursday.
Thursday.
Anyway, so yeah, that's a relevant weekend, mate. Absolutely. I'm very excited for it.
You've said it now, Liam.
Would you be here for one of those days, maybe?
I could be with that.
Yeah, you don't have to be. It's
Well,
entirely
no,
up
I'd
to
love
you.
to be. I'd love to be.
Yeah, I'd like you to be.
I mean, I've not really been involved downstairs at all.
No, but you've also kept up here ticking along, so, And you do, most of that training there's done by you, which we'll be using a lot of that downstairs.
Yeah.
You've involved.
I've just been here in spirit. I've just walked around and gone, well, it's nice.
It's pretty accurate.
That's not true, Joe. I saw a lot of enthusiasm when you came down there and went, a Catachan Colonel?
That was exciting, right? But it wasn't him that I was most excited about.
I knew who
and
it
he
would have
wouldn't
been.
let me take one,
No.
right? I will curse him to the day he dies.
Right, Joe, just to clarify, Joe, on whose instruction do you think we already had the discussion of someone is going to see that and want it and he's not having one?
Really?
don't have-
Have you already discussed that?
Yeah.
No.
Well, the second I found, I didn't know we were getting until we put the order in. The second we put the order
And I
in.
looked at the order and went, you know what's coming, Liam?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, fuck me, we're going to have to fight him off with a shitty stick.
I want one. Uther the fucking...
Well, there's a bunch of things we're going to do
Yeah.
where you'll be entered into within a chance of winning one of those models.
Yeah.
So,
But
like-
if you do win one, prepare to wear Kevlar.
So, it's like sign up to the membership scheme.
Yeah.
The sorry, not membership scheme.
Rewards program.
Thank you, rewards program. You're entered into a chance of winning one of them.
That's exciting.
So stuff like that, right? So there'll be plenty of opportunity. And then Toby can do the draw, so your name pop up and redraw it.
Yeah.
And just as a caveat, if you're someone in the Thames who I know is just going to give it to you anyway, I'll be redrawing.
No, it's serious. I would never do that anyway. If you want it, you want it. But you know,
I reckon you'll win it, Joe. I reckon that the community has your back for that.
Yeah. If they don't, I'll hit them with my car.
we have got some more things that have come in, Mr. Joe. So we
I'll follow them home.
Andrew, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. We're on 64.
64.
5 gifted memberships?
Lane.
We're 5 away from.
That cringe number you guys always like.
69.
You guys are so horrible.
Lads.
I can't believe people call us broy.
Bro, I don't know where it comes from.
Who could possibly ever say?
Boring people.
Yeah.
Well,
Say that.
Dullards.
People with no personality.
I like that word. I want to use that word more this year. Dullards. I like it.
Who was it? Who was it?
Andrew Parr.
I hope that you become a master of golf and win the Ryder Cup. That's golf, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ryder Cup is golf. The second you went Parr, my brain went, it's going to be golf related.
I think you should do like we had the hopes where you had to kind of have a negative for the superpower.
Yeah.
I think you should do a stream where all your hopes have to rhyme with the person's username.
Sometimes their name does dictate what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like what their job is.
I'm sorry, Andrew. Love you, but I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Vortex Games, for the 5 Canadian. He says, as someone who has opened retail stores, I know just how tight a timeline that is. Good luck, you can do it. Thanks, mate. You've been amazing as well. Thank you. We can do it. Whether at that point we can go a week later we'll be open to the general public or not, who fucking knows? I would suspect the answer probably is no, but I would like to go, that was fucking really smooth, we're good.
Yeah.
But we don't know yet, right? So we'll see. Deeks, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Deeks. I hope that
Your wife lets you come down for the
I hope that
next weekend.
you I hope that they release a new Death Watch range of characters.
Like a Primaris Artemis.
Primaris Artemis, Primaris Watch Captain, Primaris Titus of the Death Watch.
Titus hasn't had a new model in a few weeks.
The
So.
fact that Titus didn't get a Death Watch version of him, I feel was a right cop out. They really missed out on that one.
But he wasn't Primaris when he was Death Watch either.
That's true, yeah.
Love it.
Do it anyway.
Thank you. Thanks, Deeks. And thank you, Mr. the Luke Bywalker,
Yeah.
for the 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Mr. Bywalker. I hope that every time you get a carvery,
Oh, okay.
right? It's always warm
Oh.
all the way through. The
Oh.
potatoes are always perfectly cooked,
Oh.
and
This is quite a strong one, Joe.
you always get like the right amount of meat. I fucking hate someone like a stingy server on the meat, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, can I have some pork, please? And he's like, slices off like
Got
a
his
tiny little,
millimeter, yeah,
tiny little like sliver. He gets one of those like super tight kind of like sushi sword knives, and he cuts off like a tiny little sliver. Like, there you
Yeah.
go. And then he goes stuffing.
There's a place in Southampton which is it Casa Brazil?
Yeah.
Or you can eat meat.
I love
Fucking
Casa
great,
Brazil.
mate.
You got the red light, green light. You're
Your
like,
mum worked there.
it's
Red,
fucking
blue.
green. Bring more steak.
Red light for you can eat meat.
Yeah,
You guys are so gross.
yeah.
You missed it when he turned to me and went, does your mum work there?
Oh, fucking Christ!
Thank you, Dan, for the $10. Any news on a new, interesting website where one might purchase Warhammer from? Right, yeah, okay. That's actually quite important, right? I don't think when we open, the website will be ready. And moreover, not only do I not think it's ready, but I don't think I want the fucking hurt of opening the shop to the general public and seeing how that works, and then also doing online orders straight away.
The wrong thing to do is to try and firefight them both at the same time, because currently, like you just said, there's only you and I here.
So I want to get downstairs in and working. I want to get him happy and comfortable, probably with at least one more full-time member of staff and a number of part-time members of staff. At which point, then we can turn the tap on for the website and go for it.
So my plan is essentially that we get to the point where we have like an assistant manager who, along with a couple of part-timers and us interjecting, helping out, can go, cool, downstairs is running like a fucking dream. We can now worry about this online dispatch.
So in a perfect world, honestly, Dan, I think that once we open to the general public downstairs, within a month, I'd like to have the website looking like it can go online. But it's one of those, it's a moving target, right? It's in our best interest to get it up and running as fast as possible for revenue, because we open the doors in that respect to everybody in the UK to be able to buy product from us, rather than just those people who are local. But what I don't want to do is rush that opening, because I know it's going to be one of our biggest revenue generators, fuck up a bunch of orders, which gives us a terrible reputation, and then it doesn't become one of our biggest revenue generator because no one wants to order from us because they've had such a terrible experience. So it's about striking that balance somewhere in the middle, and hoping that the majority of you, as we're new, as we're getting up and running and starting those cogs turning and all the plates are spinning, you have a bit of patience with us. And as long as we can get through those early teething stages with a degree of patience and kind of grace from the community, essentially a grace period from the community, then we will get it open. We will get it open and up and running as fast as we possibly can.
Because the thing with the website is we're not even currently in a situation where we can spot things that might even be missing. Like we haven't gone on there and like sort of gone, can I break it?
Yeah,
we have to do that before they can try and break it.
Yeah. Thank you also, Andrew Parr, for the $5, who says, just booked my hotel for Beachhead. Can't wait to drink lots and run at everyone with my wild ears. Also, golf is a shit sport.
Are we classing golf as a sport but not darts?
It's a lot of walking in golf, mate.
Yeah, I know, but
there's also a lot of standard. You don't have to walk. You could just drive a golf cart. You could just drive a car.
There's a lot of walking to the hockey in darts.
I don't know if I would classify it fully as a sport. I've played 18 holes of golf, and at the end of it, you are a bit tired. You are fatigued.
You see the people who play darts, they're tired after one round.
They're tired after walking up to the hockey, mate.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
You know they're not allowed to walk up with the ladies anymore. They walk up with like the men in the suits. Like,
why not? Where's the ladies gone?
Yeah, it's not PC anymore, apparently.
Lame.
Maybe they liked it. Anyone ask the ladies?
They would have got paid a substantial amount.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Honestly. And if they're that pretty, they probably haven't got school qualifications, so,
I don't know in which way I want to find that offensive, because there's multiple avenues I could go down.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
We got that down to 75 memberships.
Whee!
Michael comes in with a membership right at the end. Whee!
Even numbers of 5.
Even numbers of 5s makes me happy. Thank you for the membership. We are 5 sets of 5 away from finishing, but we are also at 3:30, and I have to stop this show so I can prep the stream for this evening, where you'll get to interestingly watch Paddy and Joe attempt
to bump each other,
literally fist each other.
Yeah.
Is what's going to...
And we'll play Warhammer.
It's essentially a tournament Tuesday. So Joe has told you that this weekend him and Paddy are going to Beachhead
warm-up.
Go to Entoyment for a Beachhead warm-up in Poole, down near Bournemouth, which there's still tickets available for, and Adam won't mind me mentioning that, because if you buy more tickets, it helps him out.
Yeah, because basically this event essentially pays for him and all his TOs to stay in hotels and eat over the Beachhead weekend.
Also, if he does really well, he might be able to afford some paints to finish his models.
Yeah.
So you can go there as well. But what they're doing this weekend is they're taking their list that they're thinking about running to Beachhead. I don't even know if I'm going to play at Beachhead at the moment. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Even just for the social, I'm going to be there. But we'll see. And so what they're going to do tonight is they're going to put those lists on the table against each other for the first time. So Joe is running a competitive Emperor's Children list.
Yeah.
Paddy is running his competitive Blood Angels list. It's essentially a tournament Tuesday. They're going to fight it out tonight on the tabletop with essentially tournament-based terrain as well.
Yeah.
Because it is for the event this weekend and then for Beachhead.
We will make it look pretty, though.
Yeah, of course. So you get to look forward to that at 7:30. It'll start smiley, jovial, cheerful. Maybe Joe will talk about Titanic for a bit longer. And then I suspect by 10 o'clock he'll be fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got a prediction, Joe? How do you think it's going to go?
He's running the new Death Company detachment, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I
He
feel
really
like
rates
Paddy's probably just gonna climb inside me, and then have a rummage around. But this is only because,
Like a tortured gerbil.
yeah, he's just
Like Lily Winks.
he's just gonna lube himself up.
I
you
crawled
know.
inside the Joe, and now I got to find a way out.
Yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable for me. But I think, yeah, I don't know. It'll be right. I want to win. Basically, this rematch is only happening because when I beat Paddy with the Emperor's Children, he then complained profusely that the table terrain was bad and he only lost because he couldn't hide.
Okay.
Which I call him a coward
Yeah.
for hiding.
Yeah.
But he did only lose that game because of his own hubris. Because he had the opportunity to win. He said, I could go on to his home objective, kill that unit and win. He says, but I reckon I'm going to win anyway. So he's like, I'm going to go and fight Lucius.
And Lucius
And
clapped
Lucius
him.
fucking clapped him.
Yeah.
He was like,
Lucius is a baller.
yeah. And then it all fell apart and then Paddy had a little drop.
Yeah,
And it was
okay.
great. And it gives me strength.
So you get to look forward to that again tonight at 7:30. Tomorrow at 7:30 we've got the Warhammer show. We'll look at some of the Armies on Parade stuff from last year. Now I've been reminded. Thursday, there's another Liam and Joe show at 13:30 here at the table. And I'll have my Deathwing Knights with me, hopefully. And then in the evening is another live game of Warhammer 40k, which is currently Joe and I.
Yeah.
Not that I know what I'm going to play yet, but it's currently Joe and I.
I'm actually tempted now I'm building. I did say Black Templars, but I actually want to run Guard.
Okay,
Because I've been playing with Guard.
cool. Sounds good. And then on Friday, it's After Dark at 9 p.m. And there's the weekend. We all get
I've
to
actually emptied the sprue.
sit at home in our pants. So there you go.
That's what I do.
I think that's everything. Is there anything you want to add, Joe, to the whole point? One of the things I want to say just before we go, before I give Joe a chance to say something or Toby a chance to say something, is the whole point in NYNA. The joke with the title is that there isn't really any rules to this.
Yeah.
It's about community spirit and hobbying along and encouraging each
Yeah.
other and helping each other. So if you're engaging in the Discord, if you're engaging in the NYNA threads, if you're engaging in the streams or shows we do in the future around this, it's about encouraging and helping each other. It's not about saying your paint job's shit. It's not about saying you've painted your rims the wrong colour. None of that nonsense. It's just community engagement, community spirit, help each other, guide. Because most of us don't do what he does and paint 700 models in a year, or what Toby does and paints 10,000 points of fucking AdMech. Most of us don't do that. Most of us don't get armies done. Joe doesn't realise that he's quite often in the minority of people.
Yeah. The problem is,
I don't think there's anyone like Joe, Liam.
I think we're lucky. And we have him.
my problem is that I'm sometimes, I don't like taking time off because I'm like, I could be sat watching TV with my family, you know, or we could be spending a day out and I could be like, I could be at home building and painting stuff right now.
Yeah.
And I'm also like, I'm quite harsh on Liam, but I'm also sometimes like, I think in my head I don't understand it because of words that I'm not allowed to say on the internet. But I'm like, sometimes I don't understand where I'm like, just do it. You know? Just do it.
I mean,
it's done.
I am pretty busy.
I know, but I know you're busy, but then when you're at home, right, I'm like, just do it then.
But I'm still busy.
Yeah, but I can't see you. I don't know what you're doing.
Fair, okay,
So-
reasonable. But I am still busy.
So it's like, because I was saying, it's like optics wise, like some people are like, oh, running a YouTube channel is really easy.
I know, yeah.
Because all they see is us
this
stood
bit.
at a table
Yeah.
doing nothing. So when the camera's off, they're like, well, I guess they just sit there and wait till the camera turns on.
Yeah,
So
just
when
power
I'm like,
down.
I'm like, Liam's gone home now. Just do it, right? He said he's going to do it. Just do it. You know.
I'm at home tonight, and I said to Toby that I am very excited because Sir Lucia says she wants to go and do something. So
You're happy with your wife's not home?
No, well, yeah, sort of. And I'll explain. So Lucia said she is going to go and do something, something sociable. And could I be at home? I was like, hang on, looked at the schedule. Paddy was available, you and Tom were available. I was like, I actually can book the night off. So I booked it off and put you three in place so Lucia could go and do her thing.
Yeah.
Because she has supported the YouTube channel and the business and Hobby House and the build all the way through. So if she's going to throw something at me that she wants to go and do, I'm going to make as much of an effort as I possibly can to allow her to go and do that thing. Because she just grafts at home and she does everything. I said this to Toby earlier. She does everything around me that I then don't have to think about because I'm constantly working and doing something and fucking emailing and all that kind of shit. So she does all the fucking cooking and all the cleaning. So when I'm at home and she's still doing all that stuff, I feel bad if I'm doing fuck all. So
Yeah.
I'll carry on working. tonight, the reason why I'm excited is I'm going home and she's going to go and be sociable.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking what I might end up doing is have a fucking early shower, and I might even, for the first time in 2 and a bit months, turn Battlefield on for a couple of hours. That's what I'd love to do. That's why I'm excited. But I won't feel guilty because she's off being sociable.
Yeah.
But I'll probably end up working.
Yeah.
Because I'll go, I'll just do this thing. I'll just reply to that email. I'll just sort that fucking invoice out, blah, blah, blah. And then before you know it, 3 hours is gone and she's coming home. But that's, I'm not whinging. I'm not complaining because I fucking love my life. But it is a lot of work, Joe. But you know that.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's everything. Anything you want to say before we go?
No. I'm quite comfortable just building my little guardsman right now.
You'll enjoy yourself, aren't you?
It's a hard life, isn't it, Joe?
I am. Yeah, it's very hard actually. What was I saying? 16.
How much you love kids?
They are great, magical. When they're not around and you can't see them. I haven't discussed this with you at all.
Right.
And I like this. I like to put it out when we're live on the internet.
Okay, good. I can't wait for this.
Is that I like the idea of doing a league in Hobby House, but like a midweek league. But you could do it like a NYNA league. So you could come in at the end of February with your 400 points, play some games. And then end of March, you're 600 points. April, 800 points. Because I find that if I'm struggling to do stuff, just playing with the models is encouragement in itself.
That's a you, Toby conversation.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with it. If it means we're going to fill the place.
Do that, Toby.
If it means we're going to fill the place in an evening, I'm comfortable with the conversation. But
and then they're more likely to spend their money here.
He's the general manager down there. That's a him question, really.
Yeah. In general, how do you feel about that?
Absolutely not. No, my only stipulation with that is that I don't know how many of the channel members and that would regularly be able to get down to do that, and the local community that will obviously become part of Hobby House's core demographic might not even currently be aware of the channel, and I'm sure there'll be quite a lot of crossover event.
But they might go, oh, I like the idea of this.
Yeah.
And then they'll spend loads of money.
I would say that one stream a month should be 2 of us playing with our NYNA armies to show where we're getting on and how it's coming together, and that in turn shows people that we're sticking to it.
So would we be okay playing on stream with half-built stuck to shot glasses?
No, but
I'd say completed models.
If you're doing Dark Angels, you could just go, right, this is what I'm currently working on. It's not quite finished, but for example, if we do this one stream a month, right? So one catch-up stream. Once we get to 500 points, I'd say, because you're only going to do. You could probably have 4 of us in on a day. Say you 2, me and Tom, right? We could probably get 2 games in if they're only 500 points.
Yeah.
And then that gives everyone a little bit of time. And if, for example, you're not ready, then you could use some of the models that you're currently working on, that you might have finished, and then proxy in some of the ones that you're going to use. Because that shows where we've got to with it as well.
Love it.
You could do it pre-recorded.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, you wonderful humans. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you're excited about the news for Hobby House. Hopefully you're excited about New Army. I'm excited about it. I'm just hoping I can fucking do it. You're all awesome. Hopefully you'll come and join us tonight at 7:30 for Joe and Paddy's mutual fingering.
Tournament Tuesdays.
I will see you all.
It starts off mutual, but then somebody gets carried away.
I will see you all tomorrow. I will see you all tomorrow at 7:30. That's everything from us today. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day before tonight's game. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.